Yeah, the first show we did, I got Ecam, so I had Lori Fitzpatrick on, and I didn't know what I was doing, and so it kind of like took a second to load up, and I was like, oh, something must be wrong, and it ended up just being like a glitch in the matrix or whatever,
Right.
and it like killed the stream, and I didn't know we couldn't come back in. So I'm like, what? So I had to like create another stream and like try to get, because people were waiting in the other room, and we came on for like literally 3 seconds,
Yeah.
and it was gone. Anyway, I am live here with my good friend, Call of Duty brother, just an overall, great man. I say this a lot, but truly one of my favorite people in the world, Mark Schofield. Mark, thank you so much for joining me today, man.
Vast brother, it's an honor to be here. When you reached out about this, I was overjoyed. I'm such a huge fan of yours. Likewise, man, you're one of my favorite people on the planet. Every time you do something, I learn something. Every time you talk ball, I learn something. Every time we play Call of Duty, you start mixing in stuff about coverages. I mean, we were running palms an entire Call of Duty summer. But it's an honor to be here, man. I'm so excited to be here.
I remember there was one night our mutual friend Michael kissed, and I think the four of us were playing Call of Duty. This is a couple years ago. And you bounced, then Bryce bounced, our friend Bryce Rossler, and then it was just me and Kiss. And Kiss like casually mentioned, he's like, there's this play I'm trying to figure out and whatever. And I was like, well, send it to me and I'll try and figure it out. So like between games, he sends it to me, and I'm like, okay, stop. And so we spent like 30 minutes trying to figure out this one play. And I think Kiss was like humoring me, and then was like, I'm never playing with this guy ever again. No.
Right, because we're whiteboarding, trap coverages in the load screen.
Poor Mike just wants to like hang out and blow off some steam and shoot some commies, and I'm
Right.
like, no, but I think I figured it out. And he's just like, shut up. But anywho, so when first of all, and people say, I'm gonna get a little mushy here for a second before we get into it. And if there was a guy in the chat last time who was like, we're 13 minutes in and we haven't got any film yet, and I'm just like, take this.
We'll get to the film.
Yeah, relax. Believe me, there will be film. But I'm gonna get mushy here for a second. So, Mark and I have never met. We've been in group chats for years and talked a lot. When my mother passed away 2 Christmases ago, those guys, I was trying to save money because I didn't have to fly home. They bought me Call of Duty. When my mom passed away, it was like every other day. What can we do? How can we help? When I got COVID this past year, I hadn't even been in the hospital so much as a few hours, and they sent pizzas to the nurse, which is funny because I had been in the ER for 10 hours waiting for, I was about to say a hotel room. Yep, a hotel room. A hospital room to open up. I was in there long enough. I felt like it was in a hotel. And literally I've been waiting all day because it was like in the middle of the COVID crisis, beginning of August. And you and some other folks, I don't want to, because I'm going to leave somebody off and I don't want to feel bad, but you and some other folks sent some pizzas to the nurses and the doctors, and literally the pizzas arrived, and I'm not even joking, within 90 seconds, like, we found you a room. Now, that could have just been complete coincidence. But so, and then you guys sent me a balloon thing. I got home from the hospital. I had a snack box from you, which was fantastic because I was eating like mushy. I was on what do they call a non-solid food diet for a week, literally for no reason. As I'm discharging, I'm like, why did they have you on this? I'm like, you mean I ate mushy peas for a week?
For no reason?
Because of a clerical error? Oh, I was hot.
Man.
I was hot. But anyway, so Mark is just one of those guys that is just fantastic. So I needed to say that. And I just thank you so much for everything and being such a great friend.
Brother, you've been a great friend to me. Like you said, we haven't met. We need to fix that. We're going to fix that soon.
Senior Bowl.
Senior Bowl, absolutely. There we go.
2023, I'm in.
But you've been there for me too, man. We've had some chats about ball. We've had some chats about life. You've been there for me too. You're like a brother to me. You mean the world to me, brother. And so, that you had thousands upon thousands of people pulling you with your COVID thing. And everybody I talked to about it, everybody that reached out to me about it was just like, we love this man. Like we were pulling for him. And so, it's the least we could all do to be there for you, because you've been there for so many of us, like so many. What you've done in terms of moving the football conversation forward, like as somebody that learns from you every time you put something out there, like you've made our lives better. Like you've made our lives easier. You have meant
Oh,
so
thank
much to
you.
this football community that like you had an entire army of men and women pulling for you, brother. And I was just one of them.
Well, I really, really appreciate that, my man. I really, really do. It's the Thanksgiving season, so we're doing that whole
We get a
thing,
little
right?
mission. That's what we do. That's what we do. But now we're going to talk about a team that just wants to run through your MF and face. And so I'm excited about that.
Which, let's talk about that. Okay, rough start, rookie quarterback, the savior. Not that, no, I was going to say the savior, Cam Newton. That's not fair at all. You lose Brady last year, you get Cam. There was some excitement for that because Cam Newton's an exciting player.
Yeah.
Not the season you guys wanted. You draft Mac. There's no controversy. Cam's our quarterback. And then all of a sudden, like in one day, hey, Mac's the quarterback. And oh, yeah, well, we cut Cam. And it's like, wait,
Yeah.
what? Early stumbles, early issues. And now it seems like the train's rolling. Shocker, I know. A Belichick team is doing well. Talk to me about where you see this team, how you feel, what they're doing right now, and where you think they can go.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, sort of shocker. A Bill Belichick team takes September, takes October, and kind of figures out what they've got. And then we get into November, December, and they've identified the things that they do well on both sides of the football. They lean on that on both sides of the football. And they're getting contributions from players on both sides of the football, some of whom you expected it from, some of whom are a bit more of a surprise. Now, obviously, the Mac Jones decision, not just to draft him, but to name him the week one starter, to go ahead and move on from Cam Newton, kind of like a burn the boats moment, right? Like there's no going back. We're not going to keep Cam on the roster and have him there. And if Max struggles week one, the questions become, oh, are you going to play Cam? Or are you going to turn to Cam? It's like, this is our guy. This is who we're going forward with, sink or swim, no turning back. That dominates the discussion, of course, because look, it's a quarterback driven league. It's why I get paid, because I talk about quarterbacks more than anything else. But in reality, it starts on the defensive side of the ball, Vass. And, they've identified what they do well. In this game and against Atlanta, yeah, they kind of come out and it's a lot of cover one stuff and it's a lot of, three-man surfaces, but they've become a bit more zone heavy in the past couple of weeks. I mean, I think, I pulled the numbers at SIS, but they had 25 snaps in zone coverage this past week against Atlanta, and they just had 6 in man. I mean, they're a bit more of a zone heavy team, but it starts, at least in recent weeks, but it also starts with the guys up front. They're getting contributions from guys like Lawrence Guy, guys like Christian Barmore, who's been fantastic. I think the second level of their defense is the heart and soul of their defense. We've got Matthew Judon, Devonta Hightower, who's playing at such a high level still. I mean, he's one of my favorite linebackers to watch week in and week out, and that's not just because I'm a biased, dirty, filthy Patriots fan. He's fantastic at what he does. Jawan Bentley is a fantastic linebacker. I've been yelling about him for a while now, and he's more of the like between the tackles, I'm going to tear your face off run defender, but he's so good at it. And a lot of what they're able to do in the second level builds off of that. Kyle Van Noy and what he could contribute. And then you get into the third level of this defense, Kyle Duggar. We're going to talk about him a lot tonight. He's taken a huge step forward in his second year. Devin McCourty, obviously the veteran presence in the back third of that defense. But I do think a lot of it starts with the defensive side of the ball. And when you get back to the offense, it's a run-heavy offense. They're going to make things easy for Mac Jones. And it's very similar to the start of the Tom Brady era. They're going to rely on the run game. They're going to rely on the ball control passing game. There will be opportunities for Mac to push the ball downfield. But in the past couple of weeks, they haven't needed him to do a lot. Now, he's gotten a little bit better each week. There are certainly some areas where he can improve. But that's the recipe right now. How far can they go? Look, they're right now the 3 seed. I think the next 5 weeks will be huge for them, right? Because you've got Tennessee this week. You've got Buffalo the week after that on a Monday night at Buffalo. Then they get their bye. Then they got the Colts. Then they got Buffalo again. I mean, if they go through that 4-game stretch, 3 wins, 4 wins, then you can start talking about, man, they might make a deep run. Now, if it's more of a 2-2 situation, a 1-3 situation, then maybe they've come back to earth a little bit. But right now, a Bill Belichick team is playing some of its best football around Thanksgiving, and a lot of us have kind of seen that before, right?
Well, and I think, listen, as somebody, I'm actually thinking about what I'm about to say, which is a good step for me. I'm learning.
Yeah, there we
I'm
go.
learning. I'm getting, God's working on all of us, as Jesus and Meryl always say. Well, really, Jesus, but, so I come from, I spent some time in college, but a lot of my time was high school.
Yep.
And if you've ever, and I know like these nights are fun because it's crossing streams. Like there's people that don't listen to the podcast because they're casual fans and they're like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, trap, what this means. And that's
Right.
okay. Like that's what this is built for. I have guys that have no idea who I am that are here to watch you. So I'm going to introduce myself. I always say every night or every time I do one of these, I probably should introduce myself. My name is Chris Vassar, aka Coach Vass. I host the Make Defense Great Again podcast. And then now that the season is getting later, we're going to start getting more high school coaches in here. And on the podcast, in background in high school, usually how it works for those of you guys who don't remember or never been in that situation, you have your league opponents, you have the playoffs and everything, but then you have a preseason. But unlike every other sport known to man, the preseason or out of league schedule actually counts. But in most places, say most places, I shouldn't say that because I don't know all the rules everywhere. But in some places it literally doesn't matter. Or the effect is so reduced that it's like, you got to build up. And that's how I feel about the NFL season. You're not going to win anything in the first 3 or 4 weeks. Like the discourse about, and I understand, I am friends with a lot of people now. So I used to be like, pissing, fire about this, but as one of my like major groups of friends are now in the media, I careful what I say, but like,
right.
But you said it yourself. You're paid to write about football.
Yeah.
You have editors. I don't know how it works, but everybody has a boss, right? And your boss is like, hey, I need you to write something. And you can't be like, well, this shit don't matter. It's not going to really matter for 4 weeks. Like, you can't do that.
Right.
You can't say that in preseason. Like, and I understand that, but like Jamar Chase drops a few passes in the preseason and it's like the misery, like he's the worst. And you got to get the jokes off and whatnot. And then they're ready to enshrine Penei Sewell into the Hall of Fame. And then, oh shit, the games actually matter now. Wow, look at the difference. I'm not saying Penei's gone down, but he's not, Anthony fucking Munoz. And
right.
Jamar Chase isn't Mike Williams, USC Mike Williams. So you watch these teams build, and of course, the Patriots are always good. So when they're not at that level, everybody wants to get the jokes off. I get it. I understand how this works. But everybody, after the first couple games with the rookie quarterback, Belichick's an idiot, Mac Jones sucks, but Justin Fields is so much better. And listen, if you're comparing the two on paper and you have to compare the organizations, and I don't want to turn this into that, if Justin Fields was at the Patriots, would he be better than Mac? Probably, maybe. We don't know. That's why we talk about this stuff, right? But and I get vitriol and hatred, and I get dancing on, someone's grave. They lose a few games. What I don't understand is, it's one thing to be like, haha, Patriots are losing, whatever. But it's different to be like, Bill Belichick is stupid. I'm like,
right.
Really? Like, this is the guy?
I mean, that's just the kind of world we live in, right? Where like we don't have like
everything is the greatest ever, or it's the. I had a friend in college, real quick.
Right.
Everything that she did was either, I don't want to say her name. We used to make fun of her behind her back. Horrible people I know. It was she would. We called her first name began with a T. She's never gonna watch this. Her first name began with a T, and we would call her Tornado. Her name.
Yeah.
And everything was the greatest thing. Oh my God, have you been to Moe's? It is the greatest burrito of all time. Or it was like, oh my God, I had to go to class today. It was the worst experience of my life. Right. There's no, and I always say like Twitter's short on nuance. It's hard to tell a story in 280 characters.
Yep.
And it's not funny, or you're not going to get any points for being like, hey guys, I think we should wait. I think we should have a measured response. I mean, but
Right.
that's life, right?
That's exactly it. That's life. And that's like the NFL season. Like
Yeah.
you mentioned, like preseason doesn't count. First couple of weeks of the season, in a sense, like Belichick uses them. He's done it so many years before as an extended training camp period. Like you look at where they were at the start of the year. It's a lot of cover one stuff. They're trying out different combinations. They're using different guys on different types of receivers to figure out, okay, who can do what? What can we call? Like, what calls are going to work for us? What calls should we get away from? It was the same thing offensively. They're trying different personnel packages. They're trying different receiver groupings. Now they've kind of figured out, okay, these are the things that we do well. And so, when it's September and it's like the Patriots just lost to the Dolphins in week 1 and Mac Jones kind of struggled a bit and his average depth of target is less than 4. Like he's clearly a bust. Belichick made a mistake moving on from Cam. Belichick made a mistake moving on from Tom Brady. And maybe Belichick, the GM, is holding this team back. That's the stuff you have to write, because if you were to sit down and write, 1,000 or plus words on it's week 1, they've kind of figured things out before. Ask us about around, Thanksgiving, what this team looks like, and then we'll have a better idea of what they're all about. That might get retweeted twice. But if you write Bill Belichick, the GM, is holding Bill Belichick, the head coach, back, that's going to do some numbers, and that's the world we live in. And so,
and we also have short memories too. I mean,
yeah. Well, we have. Look, man. I was on a radio show 2 weeks ago, and I said the Tennessee Titans were the best team in football. I mean, that's the world we live in. Like it happens overnight. Now it's the Kansas City Chiefs are the best team in football. Ask me 2 weeks from now, I might be saying it's the Los Angeles Rams. Although apparently Odell killed the Los Angeles Rams, so now maybe it's not the Rams, because Odell already broke that locker room when he had a practice and a walkthrough before his debut in a Rams uniform. I mean, that's the world we live in. That's how this game is sort of evaluated right now, where the guys like you that dive into the nuts and bolts and say, hey, there's a lot of moving parts here. There's a lot of context to this. And it's not a game that you can really say like everything is definitively X or everything is definitively Y. There's a lot of in between. That stuff, the people that really like get into the weeds here, they love it, but it's not going to be featured on, say, some of the 4-letter network shows.
Yeah, and the beautiful part about this is like, and I don't mean this to troll myself or disparage myself, but like, I don't give a shit. Like I don't like I am agnostic. I mean, I grew up a Dolphins fan. If they ever go to a Super Bowl, I will be happy. But I don't live and die with the Dolphins. I've talked about this many times. I grew up a Dolphin fan. I grew up in Orlando, Florida. I hated the Jets, the Bills, the Patriots. Hated Tom Brady, boo Tom Brady. Then I go to his high school and coach at his high school, and he's buying me tackling rings and sending our kids cleats. Yep. I have class with Vince Wilfork at Miami. My friend gets hired as a scout for the Bills that I worked in Miami, that I worked with at the University of Miami. And then one of my best friends 2 years later gets drafted by the Jets. I mean, like, the Dolphins lose. Oh, man, that sucks. The Jets lose and Dwight's at fault for the touchdown. He gets cut and he didn't have money in his spot. You know what I mean? Like, it's a different world. Yep. And so I think that's kind of why I'm a little insulated from this, is people are like, nobody can ever accuse me of being a homer, because I literally don't give a shit. Like, I have people like you on because I don't know this. Like, oh, you didn't know that number 23? Yeah, I don't know, because I don't give a shit. I'm getting paid to help high schools. While you guys, like, this is no offense to anybody, but like, while people are at home on Sundays watching football for fun, I'm literally getting paid to watch another league, high school, college. That's my job. So, like, this is for fun. So, anyway, enough bullshit. Let's get to the film.
Do we got any angry people in the chat yelling there's no film yet?
No, because I'll tell them to go F themselves. Yeah, some guy last week was like, and the other people in the chat were like, shut up, dude. Anyway, guys, chat, you're in Echo Patrol. I think we've got it under control, but I want to make sure. When I had Ecamm, we had some audio issues the first couple weeks. I think we got them fixed. We got my quality control in the chat. Holler if there's an echo or I'm muted. I get all into it and I flip back and forth between the camera and shit, and then I'm talking about a plane that's not on camera, and everybody's like, "What's going on? What are you talking about?" It's a shit show. Or at least I'm upfront about that. All right, let's get into it, man. Well, I got the soundboard. Let's do it right.
Let's get into it, man.
All right.
There we go.
All right. How's the film? Is it framed well? Did I get it
Looks
right?
perfect, man.
I
Looks
I was in
perfect.
panic
Pristine.
mode trying to figure this out. All right.
You guys should have seen Vass like 5 minutes before the show started.
Oh yeah, I'm like having one hand has like PF Chang's and the other one's trying to get this right. All right. First play of the game, Bear cover 1, baby. Now, there is some questions I get. What makes the Bear? What makes the 46? What is that? Why? Because the term Bear gets thrown around a lot. Okay, so we'll give a little background for you guys that don't know. My friend Doug Farrar's in here. He wrote a whole book on innovations in the game, and he talks about this a lot. So the 46 Bear, we all know it was named from the 85 Bears. Doug Plank was the adjuster. Buddy liked to name stuff after players and numbers of players. Okay. Generically speaking, people call the Bear anytime you have a 3-0-3. Okay, that's people say bear fronts. People say tight fronts if these guys are in 4 eyes, meaning they're inside the tackle. Okay. There are some differences. There's reasons that you do one and not the other. As a defensive coordinator, and this is just me, this doesn't mean that this is the official word. This doesn't mean anything. This just means and I'm referring to myself in the third person for this point, Chris Vassar thinks about this in this way. If you're a downhill running team, I want to be in 3 techniques because I want to latch onto these guards. If you've ever seen Rex Ryan or anybody talk about this, the number one rule on the defensive line in the Bear is don't allow jump throughs. Jump throughs would be scoop away. So I call a scoop when you're getting a zone combo away from you. I don't know what fucking Sean McVay calls it or any of these other offensive geniuses. But scoop, heavy scoop. To me, a scoop is I'm climbing and I'm trying to cut off. A heavy scoop is I'm trying to cut you off and I'm going to try and get off, but I'm going to stay on for as long as possible. Okay? So you want to latch onto these guards, force a tackle to block you. Under center, one back zone where it's going to hit downhill and fast, I want to be in 3s. If you're in the gun and it's hitting more laterally and they're reading shit, I'd rather be in a 4-eye because I can latch on the tackle and then as it goes to cut back, which it will be more likely to do because it is in the gun or to roll off the table as some people call it, I can 2-gap, 1-gap, which is what Brandon Staley invented last year. Don't even act like he didn't. Where he's going to snatch the tackle. He's going to use his momentum against him as he goes into it. I'm going to hold point, then arm over and fall back outside when the ball crosses face. If you're like, wow, that sounds like a fantastic technique, just turn on any tight front clip of Georgia doing it, and they put on a clinic. All right, so what makes the 46 the 46? Because you hear these, bear front versus, Brandon Staley ran bear fronts last year with, about to say the Broncos. That's Fangio. With the Rams. I'm all fucked up, man.
No worries.
Yeah, no, Christian, contrary to popular belief, Brandon Staley did not invent this technique last year. I know that's widely known to be fact, but I'm here to dispel the myth. Okay, so you hear about these guys that run the bear fronts versus 11 personnel. They're talking about 3-0-3. So back in the old 50 defense, I'm giving a fucking history lesson here. I feel like Doug. Or one of those smart people that Bill Maher has on, those history people.
There you go.
In the old 50 defense, the old Bud Wilkinson defense, we got the 5-0-5, which the Patriots actually play at 4-0-4. Yep. They used to call eagle reduction, which meant the 4 would go down to a 3. So I think Greasy Neal called it double eagle, meaning they went down inside. So generically speaking, this is what that's what an eagle means. You have a 3 technique. Double eagles, 2 3s. Now, a lot of people say, the Bear. So if you watch Staley, you have this same exact look. Pretend this fullback doesn't exist. Pretend he's a slot receiver out here, okay? So you got a tight end. You have a slot receiver, okay? What would usually happen is this guy would not exist. He would be walked out here somewhere, and you'd still have this guy. That is what I've called, I don't call it that. They call it that, the penny package. That's what Fangio calls it. And they'll say, they're playing bear fronts. So technically, that is correct or incorrect. To me, the Bear, when you think, there's like Bear, like generic, and then there's the Bear. It's kind of like when I was in high school, I was in a band, like a rock band. And people say, oh, are you in the band? I'm like, no. Being in the band is very different than being in a band, okay? Make that very clear. I didn't have a tuba and I didn't wear that shit, okay? Another story for another day, but whatever. But for me, the Bear is my man here is in a stand-up. It should be 7 technique, but he's outside shoulder at the tight end. Usually it's a 9 technique, or usually it's a 7. He's inside. He's playing outside. And he is locking up this guy. He doesn't necessarily have to lock him up man-to-man, but he's going to align inside the tight end and have somebody outside the tight end. The Patriots are doing this out of 3-3-5 personnel. They have all sorts of iterations of it. They call it nickel, little nickel, not to be confused with Little Nicky, the hit Adam Sandler movie. I'm doing comedy tonight too, dude.
You're just rolling, man.
Doing a little party. I got a little soundboard here. I'm all sorts of shit. Anyway, so they're dropping the safety down to be the other linebacker. So this is a perfect pro set. You got a tight Z. So normally in the Bear, you have wide 5, 3, 0, 3, 7. He should be inside. 9, a 40 backer. So somebody head up. So when you're labeling backers, you just add a 0 on the end. Or if you're inside shade, you call it a 1. So he's in a 4 technique, head up off the ball. They're going to do this out of nickel. So they're going to drop their safety down to be the other 40 technique. Okay? That to me is the Bear. The 46. Whatever you want to call it. Okay? Matt Wright's touching his helmet. I don't know what he's doing. He's checking some bullshit. They bring the safety down right there. I want to get the shot right there. It, to me, is the Bear.
Yep.
Okay? Now, the backer. And again, I know some of these guys because they were on the defense. Obviously, I know Agent 54. He's probably top 3 favorite players in football just because of how he's used.
Yep.
You now have him playing man-to-man. This is straight country-ass Bear 46 cover 1. I believe Buddy Ryan called this single. Okay?
Yep.
Now, for you coaches, because again, we're doing this. I'm explaining shit to guys that have never heard this stuff before. And then I have guys on here I know for a fact have been coaching for 30 years. I'm like, yeah, no shit. We ran the Bear for 15 years. Okay, if you're looking at this and you're being like, yeah, this is the NFL, how does this help me? How does this help my paycheck? Well, you can run this stuff out of any defense. 3-4, 4-3, 3-3-5. Now, I've had people that are like, I want to run the Bear, but this technique is really hard. Okay, which it is. A stand-up 7 technique, especially if this tight end is a gold-nutted stud. Okay, this is really hard. You're playing a 7 technique. You have to jack this guy up and cover man-to-man. And then if they arc, we used to have to make the, what was it called? I don't remember the name, but there was a call. We would yell, go, go, go. So we would step out here because this guy's supposed to be rushing off the edge. If he fanned out, like the arc power, so teams would, with the Bear, you have to back block everything and roll through. They would try to influence the 7 and kick him out like this. We would make a go call, so this guy would go 1, 2, step with his outside foot, plant inside. If this guy fanned on me, I stopped rushing and I covered him. You got to work all that shit. Plus, you have to have a guy that can stand up and knock the ever-living shit out of a tight end. Not easy to do. No. So what we did was, it's cover 1. You're in the Bear to stop the run. Just blitz his ass, play cover 0, take the middle of the field safety, and shade his ass over the guard and have him cover the tight end. So that's an easy way to get in the Bear without teaching all this stuff. We used to major in the Bear. We used to play Bear and over and shift back and forth. So you'd line up and the defense would yell, move. And then this guy would step back. This guy would go here. And you go back to an over front. Anyway. So we went the other way. So we actually play. So different guys. So the Patriots are pinching their guys down. And they're walking up their inside backer off the edge because they're a nickel. And they're leaving the other inside backer in the box. If you're a 4-2-5 team, my favorite way to do this, because one of these ends have to play 3 technique, and our bigger end was usually the guy that would do it. So we would do this. We'd shift him into a 3. We'd put him into a 0. We'd put him into a 3. We'd walk our mic up in the 7. And then our strong safety outside backer guy would walk up on the line. Our weak safety would go in the box, and that's how we would do it. Okay. Long story to do this. Now, tell me about, is this Van Noy? Who is this guy? I don't know.
Judon. That's Judon.
Oh, Judon. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he's red sleeves. That's right. Mina.
Yeah. Yep. There you go. Mina sleeves.
That's what I know. I feel like some of the stuff I know about NFL players, it's like shit that you'd see in Us Weekly, the Us Weekly version of football. Oh, Judon, he wears red sleeves.
Yep. No, but you got Judon there, and you got Phillips, who's the safety, who comes off the edge there and takes on the fullback.
That's insane.
Yeah,
That they have a safety coming off the edge.
Yeah, and Belichick, you know what he's like. He gave Mike a 5-minute soliloquy this week about what Adrian Phillips needs to their defense, and you saw it right there.
Yeah, that's hard to do. Is he like the new Patrick Chung? I mean, I know that you can't. I know that. I hate saying that because that's unfair, but like the guy they're using like
that very similar role, and you know how they used Chun. Chun was a linebacker at times. They would go, 3-2-6, but they basically have him be a Mike linebacker at times where they put everybody else on the edges. That's how they're using Phillips.
So now we have Bear cover 3. So it looks like cover 1. So what they're doing to get the cover 3 is they're dropping the weak side end, which when I started doing this in 2007, you would never, ever, ever be like, oh, we're going to contain with the 3 technique. Part of the reason that you were in the Bear and people love the Bear is you had double edge pressure every time. But this is a different era. And so what I think, I mean, from what the looks of it is, they're making it look like it's man. And if you look at the wide shot of the last play, like look when the ball snapped. I mean, okay, look at that. Now the tight end's to the left this play. Next play is to the right. So look at that look, and then look at this look. It looks like the same damn thing. It's just flipped, right?
Yep.
So, yeah. They're actually going to drop and play cover 3. So now the Falcons come out and they're like, shit, they're in the 46. Let's run some man beaters. Not saying that's what they did for this play at all. I'm just saying, like, you see the 46, you're thinking, I got man beaters. So what they're gonna do, and this is really interesting, and this is why using your personnel. Now you have a safety playing curl flat, which he knows how to do. Yep. You have Hightower dropping curl flat, which he does. He can do anything. You have your
that's the guy right there. That first hook, that's Duggar. That's the second-year safety out of a Division II school, and he is taking a huge step forward this year. And you see it on this play. You see the technique, how he reads this out and then flies to the football.
Now, little things, okay? Little things make big things, right? The difference between these two is last play, Judon was inside. I'll put J for Judon. Now he's lining up outside because he's going to be the edge rusher. So this is the big stuff that you see in the NFL. After this series, the Falcons O-line coach and quarterback coach is going to tell Matty Ice, hey, listen, if you see this guy outside, be looking for him contain rushing and then the safety dropping. If he's inside, it's cover 1. Now, does Belichick make it look exactly the same and confuse their ass? Possibly, probably, I don't know. Now, one little interesting thing to me, because I'm a fucking nerd, a football nerd, is that my man here is in a 4-eye to the tight end. Some people do this, like tight front coaches. The penny stuff that you see from Staley and Fangio and now Desai and Joe Barry. They play their rules. If you get a 2-man surface, you're a 3 technique outside the guard. If you're getting a 3-man surface, 1, 2, 3, we're now going to play a 4-eye. So you look for that sometimes too. That could have just been, hey, if they trade, they like to run this way, so loosen up. I mean, without sitting in the meetings, we don't know. Some people will ask me stuff. There's literally no way of knowing that. Judon looks, so first I thought there's going to be a read twist. I'm like, okay, he's looser. He goes and but he then just kind of stops and comes back out. I don't know what's going on here. We'll watch the underneath coverage. You'll see this a lot from the Falcons. Matty Ice does a good job of letting the zone drop, get enough protection, then dump it underneath, and let guys get yak. Are you a Norm Macdonald guy?
I am a Norm Macdonald guy.
Okay, he does. Have you ever seen his impression of Carson when he has the heart attack?
Yeah.
There's a yak on my chest.
Yeah.
Every time I hear yak now, I think of that.
There you go.
All right, we got Bear cover 1 again. We got some duo, which is actually a pretty good play against this. Well, I shouldn't say that. It depends on how they're going to do it, which I know, of course, like everything depends. Yeah, no shit, but you'll see it. You'll see, that's like Girls Gone Wild. You'll see duo gone right and duo gone wild. You'll see that shit in this game where sometimes it looks good, sometimes it doesn't. You have the inverted wing here, which Bama calls Trump. I'll just leave it at that. I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got duo. People say, how do you know it's duo versus zone? Sometimes you just don't. The reason that, like, so this, everybody's working, because it's the thing with Bear is, okay, Bear does a lot of things. So if you guys are like, why are people doing Bear? And some people, like guys that don't know a lot, they'll be like, well, there's just a lot of guys in line of scrimmage. That helps, right? It also changes how you target and zone.
Yeah.
Okay. So technically, in zone, you'd get fan, you would get the double here. You would have him try to cut out single up here to there. They're going to take their point up to that guy. But they double the 3 technique here. So what they're telling us is they're trying to cut this thing outside. They're trying to get the point of attack here.
Yeah.
Everything else looks almost exactly the same.
Right.
Like everybody's stepping together. Now, this could be a weird zone. So that's the thing is sometimes the lines get blurred. This could be some sort of call. Maybe this isn't duo. I tagged it as duo. But some people get frustrated because they can't tell the difference. And it's like, that's the point.
Yeah.
What also, to me, is they're just trying to clog everything down. They're trying to gum up everything in here. And he's going to just run off this double team. Or he's going to bounce it all the way out. And you'll see later on in the game, they open some holes. Here you go. There's nowhere to go with the ball. Yeah. 3-yard gain. 3rd and 9. All right. Shameless self-promo time. Okay. I'm going to go to the end zone first. Somebody in the comments was like, and I forget, because with the podcast, you usually don't get casuals. You get guys that listen like 4 times every episode, and then you get guys that are like, yeah, I never listen to that shit. Because it's always so, there's no like light listening. There's not like, oh, I'm going to pop this one on for some background noise.
Carlin's hardcore history, man.
I have to, like, when I edit the podcast, I have to, like, not do anything because I'm, like, listening to my own shit and to make sure it's, like, it makes sense. But for those of you who don't know or are new to the channel, I have a whole video on the Patriots 2018 run using the 5-0 fronts. And what they do, they're playing them wider this time. I actually have a change to make. So they're going to line up here, and the 5-0 fronts, they're taught. If you guys have seen the video, great. If you haven't, if you're like, damn, this is some cool shit, I did 2 whole videos on it. One on the coverage package, one on the pressure package. So I made a mistake. I said hot and cold were the stunts in here. That's not true. Those are the stunts in the 0 and the 5. Okay, so this is called nut. So most of what this is done, most of the stuff the Patriots do is designed to get that guy open. I've talked about this a lot back in the training camp of 2013. The Patriots, I saw an install where they had rush 54-0. So literally they would line up, because that year they had a really good 4-down look. They would line up like this. They would line Hightower here. And the 54 was basically like, 54 is going to call his games. They call it on the field. And then it's basically, how do I get him freed up?
Yeah.
Who's the shitty guy who can't pass stuff off, who has a tendency to lock on to guys, and that's it. We're going to take advantage of him. So everything is to try to get this guy loose.
Yep.
And I've talked about this ad nauseum. We talked about it last week because you saw some of the stuff with the Dolphins. The Patriots build by paying these 2 guys. Is this Van Noy? I can't see.
Yeah, that's Van Noy.
Okay, a lot of money, well, at one point, and which is still cheaper than Bosa. And this is how they manufacture their pass rush. They get average to above average players outside. Now, before this year, before Bill went on his drunken spending spree, I'm talking about historically, and they manufacture with these sort of rushes. So what they're going to do is they're going to cover the 5-down guys to force them into man protection and then run different twists. So this one is called nut. Okay. So real quick, I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna try to summarize 2 45-minute videos in like 2 minutes. Okay. So the coverage package they use, they're gonna rush really 3 sometimes, 4 a lot of times, and then 5 most of the time. Well, that was the sample size back from 2018, that playoff run. The call is odd, so it comes in like this: odd, Mac, O. And all that means for the Patriots and the Saban guys, O coverage means cover 1, 5 underneath, 1 guy deep. If they're going to bring 6, they call it blitz coverage. So what you and I call cover 0, what's known, normally as cover 0, is a 5-man rush to them. And all they're saying is we're going to get into an odd front. We're going to run a MAC, which is the coverage, which means the safety is going to take the max guy. So the Mac is in the rush. And so the safety's going to drop down. He's going to take the back. For you TCU nerds that are in here, we call this zero free back. Meaning we're going to basically, we told our guys deep, it's like 2-man. But like you guys are both free to start off with, both safeties. And then the guy to the back has the back. The guy away plays the middle of the field. Okay. If they're rushing 5, they tend to run 3-man games or 2-man games to both sides. If they're rushing 4, which is what they do now because it's empty, you have to. They're going to pop Van Noy. They're going to run a game here. This is called nut, nose, and tackle. And then these guys are going to keep contain. And the Patriots call that one rat, meaning we're playing cover 1. We have a rat in the hole. We have a high hole. It's tough if you listen to the show because the last 5 weeks, notwithstanding the Dolphins show, which was last week, so I guess it's 4 weeks previous to that, almost every defense we've talked about, they call it something different. But it is man underneath, a guy low hole, a guy deep. If you listen to any of the Fangio stuff, they call that one lurk. Everybody's got different names, and I know it's confusing, and I'm sorry, but I don't make the rules. I just report on them.
Yep.
So here's the nut. Now they slide that. They actually half slide this. This is interesting. Yeah. Which is a little dangerous. So, Dean Pease worked for Belichick. He worked for Bill. And I bet your ass that Arthur walked down the hallway at some point.
How are they going to try to get 54 free?
And saying, hey, man, what? I mean, not that you can't figure it out. I mean, my dumb ass figured it out. So I'm pretty sure that a guy getting paid millions of dollars a year figured it out. They're going to bring this dude, so let's slide to him, which is very interesting. Now, it's early in the game. So when you run a package like this, I mean, obviously it turns into 5-0. So, and also the nose is shaded this way, so it kind of gives it away. Okay? Now, he's still got to watch for him, so they're going to have to pass this twist off if he goes. But remember, they're going to know by scouting, and I guarantee your ass that's why they're an empty. It's because they know, hey, they can't bring their 5. They don't like to bring their 5-man stuff. They'll check out of it if we give them empty. Okay, good coverage. Let's watch the back end. I'm going slow at the beginning because I'm teaching the concepts, and then we'll accelerate. Once you know what we're doing and what we're seeing, then we'll get to it. I was surprised, as an aside, that they didn't run 1-8.
I expected 1-8 the entire night. When Patterson was
I think I tweeted about it. I was like,
yeah, you did.
I was like, hey man, I've been able to watch because I was in breakdown mode. I'm like, have we seen 1-8 yet?
No, they let Doug when they went man. They put Duggar on him, and that was a good rep from him. He talked about it today. He said, "Look, I'm trying to be patient and press. I'm trying to be patient at the line and not panic." And he did a really good job of it there,
which is hard.
Yeah, it's really, especially against Pitts. I mean, it's hard anyway, but you get a guy like that.
Okay, this was really interesting to me. They ran base, which they call base, which is their 3-4 alignment out of nickel.
Yep.
And they're playing cover 2 versus 22 personnel.
Yeah. So
you got 2 backs, 2 tight ends, and 1 receiver. Now my uneducated guess is they treated him like a receiver. So I'm going to guess the Patriots, when they called this personnel in, said it's actually 21 personnel based on some of their calls. 3-4 cover 2 is not something you see a lot versus double tights. Now, what they're doing is the corners are the force players, so these guys can spill any kick out. So let's say they run power. I guess, well, no, he's a 5, so he can get back to that. My drawings are all fucked up. Whatever. Pull. This guy's going to knife underneath because the corner's outside. And plus with the squeeze shit, if this receiver was way out wide, you wouldn't want the corner to be the force player. This is where condensed sets sometimes are not smart. They're running outside zone with a fold scheme. So, this is interesting. Usually when you get odd fronts, you see a lot of stretch OG, meaning the guards are going to pull, so they're going to reach here. They're going to reach. They're going to back block. But because he's in a 5, it looks like they're going to angle here, and they're going to say, all right, we're going to get this guy cut off, and we're going to pull the guard and the tackle. I'm always fascinated about who these pin pull guys, who they actually pull. They faked my ass.
Yep.
Okay. I don't understand this play. I understand, and maybe Christian, if you're still in here, you can explain this to me. I don't get the merits of faking a play to a running back and then throwing it
And
to
then throw
him.
it to him.
Unless
I mean, I think he's trying to get that little two-man sail. He's trying to get Pitts on the out, but this is where you see Duggar do a good job getting under it. So Ryan comes off of it and just takes that.
Yeah, true. That's true. I don't understand why I don't get the fullback out there unless the fullback is Garbo. But now there is some merit. It's like, you know, hey, if you fake it to the back and everybody goes, oh, it's play action, and they turn and run.
Yeah.
Then you can throw it to him. But every time I've seen, I haven't seen it work much. But I was just, what was interesting to me is they're actually playing just 3-4 with wide 5 techniques. They must not think the Falcons can run the ball for shit between the tackles. Because this is not an alignment you take in 22 personnel if you think somebody can run the football. When I saw this, I went, oh, this must be like 3rd and 10 or something. And I was like, wait, what? And they're backed up. Like I was just fascinated by that. All right, we're going to see some over cover 3 now. If you have children in the room, I advise you cover their eyes for this play because this is some violent shit.
It's
now,
really violent.
Me being 4-2-5 guy, I love pressing the line of scrimmage. I love getting after people's ass. There is a push by people way smarter than me to stack, track, fall back with their linebackers, meaning I'm going to get to a gap, I'm going to hang, and then I'm only going to press when I need to press so I can fall back. Well, the Patriots said, fuck that. And
There's
because
no back.
Also the quarterback's under center, so some people change their fits. Let's just watch this from the end zone.
Yeah.
This is some violent ass shit right here. Okay. I think they've screwed up the front. They're trying to, you want to get, well, it's double tight. So no, you're right. I was going to say they traded the tight ends, double tights. Watch these 3 cats right here.
Yep.
Like fucking police academy dogs.
Seriously.
The ball snapped and they said, go get his ass.
And that guy ate. That's the guy I was talking about earlier, Bentley. He's the guy he's their like downhill run stuff guy.
I love him.
But it starts with Judon too on the edge, right? I mean, to set that edge to what he does through the double.
There's an old saying that many people said, but I heard it from Rex Ryan first, so I always attribute it to him. You're never reached if you're 4 yards in the backfield. So instead of loosening your guy up, because this guy, he's soft as baby shit. I don't know who he is. He's out. We fired him. Okay? But this guy's going to press his ass, dog walk him in the backfield. I mean, this is just pretty. So even if that guy gets reached, he's in the backfield. What's the back going to do? This?
That's going to do something.
I mean, this ain't Eric Dickerson.
No.
Plus, any Falcons fans in here, listen, I'm friends with Pease, and it's mostly his son. I like them. I like the Falcons. They're good. Got a good organization. So, but that ain't it.
No.
All right, we get another odd nut, 1 rat. Here we go. We're going to walk everybody up. They shift the back in the backfield. Matty Ice is telling some people some important shit. All right, here we go. We got everybody walked up. Let's watch the coverage first. They must have been blitzing a lot out of this stuff because they're showing a lot. Like, they're even showing edge pressure at the back. This is a sign from Bill Belichick. Now, again, I don't know this without being in the room. But most of the time when they run this shit, they line up in too high, and they'll walk them down in here. So if they try to release through the line, they can cover him inside out. They just line this dude up down here.
Yep.
Now, I happen to know the Falcons running backs are terrible besides Patterson because I had them on my fantasy football team. So I was very attuned to their stats every week. Fuck you, Mike Davis. Just kidding. That's not nice. That's not cool. They get the first down. Good throw, good catch. Let's watch the protection. But they
love Barmore, though.
I'm sorry?
Barmore, 90 at the nose. I mean, he's been so huge for New England this year.
Yeah, so not really good protection. He just gets the ball out.
Yeah, I mean, that's Matty getting it out. But, I mean, Barmore is a first-round guy that they got in the second that they traded up for. I mean, just a vintage Belichick pick.
I'm watching here. So 63, you can see they have to big on big this. The 5-0 look. A 5-0 protection is it's man, okay? And the back's going to go coast to coast. Just like Space Ghost.
Yeah.
Okay, now here's what I want to see now. I want to see them run truck left, which is this, and then this coming around. Let's see if they do it later. It's there. So they're making a decision. I mean, they're not really sliding. I mean that's the thing is people say, "Oh,
Yeah,
it's still half
63 is open for Van Noy, but once he sees Noy drop, he's looking right away for 54. He's looking
a little
for
too aggressive for my taste, but I mean, he picks him up and he's able to redirect and he gets in his way. So
yeah,
I mean, good throw, good catch. All right, so here's the Bear fire zone. So now we've seen them play cover one. We've seen them drop and play 403 deep. Now we're going to see him bring America's Fire Zone now, what I call the new America's Fire Zone. If you're a Bear team or a Mint team, tight team, those of you who don't know, Mint is what Saban calls the tight front because it's tight for them, was out of their base personnel, so they called it mini tight, Mint. You're just bringing a guy off each edge and play in Fire Zone 3. You can see Barmore go looking robot or whatever you call it.
the Bentley robot, and yeah.
And
he gets under that because that's where Ryan wants to go with it. He wants Pitts on that crosser.
Mm-hmm. He's looking one. They try to run a double move route on the outside. He has to dump it. 1 yard gain. Good play.
And again, that's Duggar, the second-year Division II safety, that's making that play. So you get Bentley getting under that robot, if that's what you want to call it. But yeah, then you get Duggar with that tackle in space.
Let's watch it. I want to see the Y copy again. Yeah, that's a great job by Bentley because even though he's not covering him per se, like
he's in the lane.
Yeah,
and Ryan can't throw it. Yeah.
I still love that Devin McCourty's out there.
Yep, and you can see him here.
All right, here's base to sky. So now what they're doing is they're playing halves to the passing strength and backside. They're playing what's known as inverted halves, whatever I call it, sky, because it's what we learned it as. Which good luck running on this. You get a 9-man front if you're counting the corner, because Arthur and company like to have a squeeze splits. You involve the corner, so Belichick's going to play corner force a lot. So you're going to see the corner's going to play inside half. The safety's going to roll over the top. Let's watch the route. Sorry. Some good concepts. I mean, that's a pain in the ass to cover in 2-deep coverage. So there's been a lot of talk recently about sail technique, what that means. The sail technique is, instead of backpedaling when you get two guys in a zone, you flip your ass to the sideline so you can drive up or get underneath the throw
and squeeze it
of a corner route. Yeah. So now the quarterback's got to put more air on it, which means the safety can break on it. Because if he throws it on the line, the corner's right there. I mean, this is a great job by number 2.
Yeah, Jalen Mills.
Wasn't he was the Eagles, right?
Great goblin with the Eagles, yeah.
He was terrible, and then he went to the Patriots and found Jesus.
Getting the Belichick car wash, baby.
the Belichick car wash.
Belichick and the Saban car wash. You know it well. But yeah, there's your boy, Devin McCourty. I mean,
it's tough. Okay, we got a 3 buzz sighting. So now they're going fast. So now, with the Patriots, you can tell something's up when Hightower's outside, because usually he's in here. They're just walking him up. They're rushing 4. It's a straight rush. I don't know what Judon's doing. So this is one thing I don't really get what they're doing. You'll see this a couple times. We saw it earlier. Is he'll rush here, and I don't know if he's trying to get through to set the edge through the B gap, but he starts to go, and then he's like, "Oh, never mind," and then just kind of mush rushes.
Yeah,
I don't quite understand this. It's
third. I don't know if on this one, Ryan kind of slides a bit. I'm not sure if he saw that, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Well, and I don't get this. He's like holding up number 40. Like, we've already established number 40 is dog shit, right? Or
Yeah.
I guess he's not. That's not really. He's not really holding him up. I stand corrected. But like, what I don't know what Judon's trying to do here. Man, that was close.
Yeah.
Let's watch the coverage real quick. So this is because it's a new one. We got Joker is their front, which basically means they're going to line up in a bunch of different ways. 3 buzz, so the safety is going to insert in between the nickel or whomever this is. They call them different names. Okay, so you're going to insert here. You're going to go here. What's interesting is, and I like what they do with this look, usually a backer has to buzz out here, which is what 3 buzz is a great coverage, but the problem with 3 buzz, if you line up on like 4 down, is you give the shit away, right?
Yeah.
So how they do this to make it, disguise it, is they walk him up off the edge like he's going to go. So he's going to come out. We're buzzing down. And he's playing it from depth, though, because you got to remember it's 3rd and 9. So he's at the sticks, which I don't quite understand why he's giving ground, but, you know, I'm also not Bill Belichick. These guys are smarter than me. You got good coverage here. This is the thing I don't understand. And I'm no offensive guru, but, well, I guess that's a normal split. Never mind. I was going to say, they keep getting in these tight splits, and it's...
Yeah. I mean,
they
Smith
switch
uses those
vertical.
cadets.
I just don't understand sometimes the splits. All right. Now we're going to start to see some repeats, so we'll pick up the pace. I know we're 11 plays in. We're not quite an hour because we started at 10 after. We're 57 minutes in, and we're on play 11. You're probably like, oh, my God, when is this going to end? We will pick up the pace when we see repeats of calls. And then because I've been breaking down and doing stuff, I think the last half of the game, like I didn't get to watch, so it's going to be like the Wild West. Christian in the chat brought up a great point. He thinks Judon was supposed to stunt inside but broke it off when he saw the Q slide out. Could have been. Could have been.
I think so, because Ryan kind of slides to the left, and so he broke it off because he didn't want to lose him.
Slide to the left. But,
Yeah.
all right, we got 3 buzz again. So they're bringing the sand. Well, it's actually, this is 3 Sky. I'm sorry. So this is day 1 Nick Saban, the number 1 call at Alabama for years. And they ran it. The Patriots run it. They ran it. The Browns. Base strong when they were together. Base strong 3 auto. They're lining up in an odd front. They're bringing the Sam off the edge. The line slants only on pass. You're going to drop the weak side guy out. The safety's going to insert outside. That's known as Sky. Sky is safety support. S with S Sky. If it's Buzz, it's backer force. That's why they call it B Buzz. Bronco is backer force. C cloud corner. That's old 3-4 stuff. People still use it, but when you're a 3-4 team and you do all this buzz and all these different things, you have to have a way to call it. Just a quick throw, nothing crazy there.
I mean, yeah.
I'm just so interested in all their odd fronts. Like you don't see like what's interesting to me is, yeah, they're playing nickel, but this is the nickel, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're still playing up front. These are 3 linemen and 2 outside backers. This isn't like the tight front stuff that you see where you have 1 outside guy, 3 inside guys, and then a nickel. They're playing and they're playing 5-05. It's just you don't see this a lot anymore.
Yeah.
They're playing old school 3-4 principles out of nickel,
Out of
but
nickel.
not like you think they would. Like not how you think they would, but not how a lot of people do it. All right, we're back to Bear cover 1. We're in 22 personnel, 2nd and 1. Going to give the ball to number 40, which is not a winning business model. He does get 3 yards. He does pick up the first down, but oof, I feel bad. I don't like saying a lot of bad shit about people, but that ain't it.
It's okay. He has a false start penalty, and I think later in the game, and I don't think he sees the field after that.
So what's interesting to me, the Patriots do, is they're declaring the side away from Pitts. So one of the things with the Bear that's a problem, and this is what's fascinating to a nerd like me who's seen this for so many times, you're getting 22 personnel, 2nd and 1, and they're in nickel still. Now, they're in regular nickel or big nickel, whatever you want to call it. But usually when you get a Bear, you play 0, 3, 7, 9. And then to this side, you would play 3, 7, 9. And if you're in regular personnel, the corner has to come in you have a decision to make on the weak side.
Yeah.
You can put the corner as the edge guy, not what you want to do. You can walk the corner up inside as the 7th technique off the ball. So if we saw a lighter tight end, we would do that, but we'd line him up off a yard or two and say, hey, it's press man from a yard off. And we would tighten this 9 technique down and just say, hey, get hands on him to protect him. Or what you could do is, and this, if you had a more physical corner, and this is actually the best way to do it, I think, is you have your weak safety or whomever in here is the 7 technique. You keep your outside backer outside, and even though you're like, oh my God, you have a corner playing linebacker, nobody can get coverage to him.
Yeah.
So if they try to run power weak, let's say this fullback was here, this is your kick out. Now you're just having the corner chase the running back. Well, I'd much rather have that than have a corner take on a fullback or a freaking corner playing stand-up 7 technique. I just got through saying a half hour ago how hard it is to play stand-up 7 if you're a freaking linebacker. Now I'm going to have a corner do it?
Ask a corner to do it. No way.
So now the argument also is what the Patriots do, which is you put your backer outside, you put the DB here outside, but and you assign him here and he's extra, so you only rush 5, which is also a good thing, especially with this offset fullback this way. You know they're going to run the ball this way. So hey, let's have the hard edge, the firm edge here, and then let's play this in fold. And if they run back, we have time to get people over there. But for me as a defensive coordinator, especially when I was young and I was running this, oh yeah, poor 40, man. I'm sorry. I'm getting after his ass. I'm just flaming him. I got one. So I've done this I think 7 weeks now. I think like 9 times because I did 2 per week, a couple weeks, and I only have 1 down vote, and I'm pretty sure it was a Seahawks player from last week. But anyway, or a super fan. But I always liked having the double edge pressure. That's what made the bear to me in my brain. But this is actually the smarter adjustment because, of course, it is. Now, you can get away with having lighter guys here because literally they cannot get to that guy.
Yep.
The only way they could get to him is if they go down, it's Bear, so they block back and they run power. They kick out the safety, and you're vicing a guard. But he, with his 40 technique alignment, he should beat it. This guy would take out the fullback, and now all I'm doing is I'm tackling a running back.
Right.
Which is how you get away with playing safeties in the box because they're protected.
Yep. It's
a clusterfuck. What's the run play here? Just wet. It's like a weird, I don't know. Just grab people and try to get a first down. Yep. That to me, when I saw that play, when I watched it, I'm like, the Falcons they're scared. I mean, 2nd and 1 and you getting 22 personnel and run fullback wedge. I don't know. Not scared, but like conservative.
Yeah.
All right, we have old school over cover 3, weak side rotation, weak safeties coming down. This is your traditional cover 3 spot drop. And then you'll see a really good high to low here. You're going to hold off the deeper throw, rally to the short throw. They're running drive, or a version of high-low. Yeah. TC used to call this high-low. So you have a curl here. You have something coming across, something widening the slot, the flat defender. Going to try to try to get some yak.
Yep.
I mean, standard ass throw. Good job. Now was there a penalty in that? Oh no, they picked up the first down.
No, they got the first down. So this is first and 10. Yeah.
Plus, receivers don't really enjoy getting their ass beat by Agent 8 and 54. Next play. All right, nothing really crazy. All right, we got some base cover 2 versus 22 personnel again. Just again, something I find interesting. You have to have some physical ass corners to do this. So, I mean, now I'll say this: with playing the 3-4, what happens is it protects the corners. So if you're going to get any lead blocks, you're wasting 50, not wasting 54 like in a bad way, but 54 is going to take it out, get underneath it. So all the corner has to do is tackle. Yep. He doesn't have to take on any fullbacks, any kickouts, anything like that. We got inverted pistol with Pitts in the backfield, or inverted bone, sorry, not inverted pistol. We're getting a play that's strange. Oh, he's a play action. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. Yeah. I was going to say that's like a freaking Jalen Hurts play.
Yeah, no.
We talked about this last week. If you're going to have a load block, somebody coming back across, you have to have somebody fitting inside, somebody fitting outside of it. The Patriots do a good job. So if this would have been a run, like if this was a running quarterback, they would have had the numbers. They realize it's pass. They all latch on. This is the best way. We showed this a couple weeks ago. If you saw, oh shit, what was it? It was one of the first ones I did. Oh no, it was, I don't remember what it was. But we saw the best way to to defend a slide boot play where somebody coming across is knocked them on their fucking ass.
Yep.
You can see Agent 40 just get barely touched and he falls over. Shocker. Coach 30, you know that guy? He needs to do a thing with
Yeah, he needs to do a thing about 40. Yeah.
This is not it.
I love those videos too.
They're so good.
Yeah.
Because every time I'm like, how is he going to come up with something else? Like, how's he going to come up? Annie Agar should take some notes from him on coming up with new content.
Oh, there you go.
Shots fired. By the way,
Shots fired.
If you think she's funny, please get off of the stream. I'm just kidding. That's not nice. We're a positive here, except for...
We're a positive show, except for 40.
Yeah. All right. So, if I don't know anything about the Atlanta Falcons, and I only know the history of Bill Belichick and their defense... Let me ask you this, because I don't know this shit. This is not my wheelhouse. It's not even close to my wheelhouse. I could tell you more about soccer teams than this. Have the Falcons done a good job at beating man?
Not that I've seen.
Okay, but before this game, because
I mean, with Patterson and with Pitts, like they have guys that could win one-on-one matchups, but it's more guys winning matchups than guys getting schemed open.
we should have had Charles. We should have done sicko mode.
I
thought about doing this where we would get somebody from the losing team and have them talk about it too. But I don't know. But why I'm asking this is because they're showing cover one.
Yep.
I mean, this looks like cover one, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
And then all of a sudden it's Tampa 2.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing that, like, you know, every time you turn on a game on Sundays, because you had the pre-snap motion and Miles Bryant trails it, and everybody's like, oh, pre-snap motion, he trails it. That's not a giveaway now. That's not a giveaway that it's
for a while.
It hasn't been for a long time. And this is a great example of that because Ryan's thinking pre-snap, oh, maybe it's man, but it's cover 2. It's Tampa 2.
Here's the beautiful part about it, though. Even when they start to, there's layers to this. There's levels within this. Okay, so as the safety starts to sink, you're giving away that it's too deep.
Yeah.
But it looks like they're cut coverage. So right now, these guys, he's funneling outside in, but their back is turned to the quarterback.
Yeah.
So it looks like 2-man or cut or what I call 5-wall, which is basically man. It's man match 2. So
yeah,
you're walling, but like 2-man. But if, like, let's say you get drive concept, he would take the drive, he would work to the dig, so you can pass off switches to the same sides. This play is brilliant, and this is where, when you know a lot about football, a play that's like boring like this, even though it's a first down for the Falcons, like this, even though it's a negative play for the Patriots, like this to me is beautiful. Okay, It's the game within the game. Ferrari says, Jalen Mayfield thanks you for your focus on poor Keith Smith. I'm sorry.
We can start talking about Jalen Mayfield if you want, Doug.
So this is what I love about football, the game within the game. So not only does he disguise that it's cover 1, he goes to cover 1. Now he makes, we're playing cover 2. Man, or what they call cut, or I think they call it 5 trap, where it's like we're going to wall, they're going to let us eat up our cushion, then trail one by one underneath, right? And then they fall off and it's Tampa, and they're playing straight zone coverage. Like that's wheels within wheels. Now, the Falcons get a first down, and I understand that, and, you know, minus Belichick's probably chewing some ass. But the level of detail with inside that one play is what I love about this game.
Yeah.
And Ryan doesn't realize it's Tampa 2 until really late.
Right before he throws it.
And he has the protection. He's able to make the throw, and they get the catch, and they get the first. So, you know, if you're result oriented, you're like, okay, why are you freaking out about this play? What do you like? Okay, fantastic. They freaking it's a first down for the Falcons. I get it, but that's the type of stuff that to me is beautiful. All right, we got odd front. We got some more cover 2. So the Falcons must be better at running stretch than inside zone, because the Patriots have given them inside zone with this look all day long, and they
Yep.
are not taking it, and they
They're not
keep
taking
running
it.
stretch. We got a little under front action under. You got a shade and a 5 and a Y, like super 9, whatever you want to call this, to the tight end. So they'll shade it because they have a 4-man surface to this side. We got another inverted wing. But like inside zone is there.
Yeah.
Bet more than outside zone. And Arthur's
Yep.
like, nah, I'm cool.
No, I want to run this.
To Mike Davis. Cool. All right, next play, we got split fire zone 3. So we got a little Mike Zimmer action in here. They're going to read the center, drop out. Okay, so they're rushing 4. Some more. So they're making it look like cover 0. This looks like 0, right? They're all off playing man like the Dolphins.
Yep.
You got the weak side safety up, which is the hallmark of the Zimmer stuff. The split 4 stuff is not new. The thing that Zimmer did and what Harrison Smith to unlock this package is they can show him up weak and then do all sorts of crazy shit. And that's what really threatens everything. I mean, obviously the double A gaps is, a pain in the ass, but that weak side guy up.
Yep.
He drops out. They're reading,
Bentley pops out.
they're reading the center.
Yeah, because the center opens to Bentley, yeah.
The Matty Ice, they're only rushing 4. Matty Ice has to get the ball out fast to a running back that's not even looking at the ball. Incomplete, 3rd down. Let's watch the end zone. So I believe this is a read thing.
Yeah, because you'll see the center open to Bentley 8, and then Bentley will pop out. And that frees up 54.
The only reason I think that they're actually reading this, because you could have just guessed right, too. Because they're bringing in cross protection. Okay, because normally on pass pro, right, you slide away from the running back, right? And maybe on film, this could have been a guess. I mean, again, I truly don't know unless I'm in that meeting room. But you could tell this guy's looking across to come slide across here. Look at his helmet.
Yeah.
Which way do they point? Does the center point? Do we get it early enough in the picture? Let's see if we get it from the wide copy. Nah.
No.
Sorry. There's always clues there. 53 saying I'm dropping. Yeah. The center's screwed. I mean, he can't be right. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about that design. You're going to make the center wrong.
That's fantastic. Your only outlet is to throw the ball to a fat ass who's running across the formation, not looking for the ball. 3rd down. And they only rushed 4 people. Yep. So now the next play, they're going to show the mug look. They're going to get down to what I call 6 buzz. So again, they make it look like cover 0. You got 5 across man here. That mullet's getting some great drawings there. Steve Belichick's in the zone chief.
Yeah.
We actually get a twist from the boundary. So what they're doing is this Pitts is the 3rd receiver. So Pitts is on the ball. He's the 3rd receiver. I'm thinking he's running the bender. So this could have been a check because they have done things like this in the past. Or they have to pick him up coming around. I know, Drew, fat ass. Me calling somebody a fat ass. If that's not the definition of the pot calling the kettle black, I don't know what the fuck is. But he may be the strongest man. He may be 3% body fat, but it ain't it. He runs like he has the special order Nikes with the cement in them. Yep. Okay, so you got the backside safety. He's going to play the weak hook to curl, which in cover 3 means you have the bender of 3. Yep. Again, the giveaway is 3 is on the ball. So anytime you see 3 trips and 3 is on the ball as like 101 without even knowing what an offense does, I'm thinking you're either getting a bender or you're getting 3-by-1 drive. So 2 can go behind 3 like this. Yep. But he's so close. If they were wider, I would say maybe that happens, but you wouldn't want to run 3-by-1 drive. You're too close to the core of the defense. That's not a great look. He's got to hold the ball. He makes the throw. Now it's 4th and 1. It's actually pretty good. I mean,
that's a good play by Ryan.
I'm sorry?
It's a good play by Ryan.
Oh my God. Okay. Listen, I'm not Alex Gibbs, but what? I mean, come on, dude. Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah.
Okay, I think there's some sort of tell So and might just be total bullshit, and I could be just trying to find something because that's what we're doing here, right? We talked about trying to get clicks on articles and stuff. Like I might be just looking for shit now, but I think there's some sort of tell that they know they're not blitzing, and the reason is like homie doesn't even or it's either they know they're not blitzing or it's a colossal fuck up the Patriots wasted. I've told this story a million times, but we played a team, we got in a split look. And all week, I'm like, all right, we're going to show up here. We're going to get the back to step up. And we're going to bring the nickel off the edge completely free. And in the game, they fan out. Fan out to the edge. If we would have just brought, and they slide. If we would have just brought one of the guys, we'd have been scot-free at the quarterback. This is, I've told this story at least 5 times on the podcast, like outsmarting yourself and running sim pressures at lower levels, where sometimes you don't get what you think you're going to get and it actually hurts you. Like sometimes you just got to be violent and call a blitz. This is this is the incarnation of this. I mean, come on, man. He's not even checking inside.
No.
I mean, so either something was a giveaway. It was either Galaxy Brain giveaway or they knew they weren't coming. I don't love this twist to the side of the center. I'd like to see it from this side.
Yeah,
the center is going away. Yeah. But they may have been, because last play they were like, I think they switched to protection. I don't know. All right, we got to pick up the pace.
Man, I got all night. We can do this all night, brother.
Okay. Great open field tackle by Hightower. Yeah. Listen, I don't have many favorites.
Hightower's on the list, man.
54's on that list. Okay, here's duo gone right. Okay, you got 4th and 1. 13 personnel. You got they're in the under. They're hawking up the backers. For me, that means that they're walked up in the gaps. That's just a term that I use. We use at TCU land. And this is easy, right? Block. I mean, this is country ass football. Block everybody back. Cut this thing outside. Or cut it up. Sorry, cut it outside, then hit it up inside. And that's the problem with cover 2. When you're playing cover 2 and you're having corner force, even with this guy close, which you have to do to kind of crack any support that comes out here because you're trying to cut it off. The corner's the force, and Jalen's done a really good job, but he's got Agent 8 on him, and that's tough. Yeah. Okay, they run the same play again. Under cover 2, same offense, same defense. It's literally a rewind of the play, just flip to the other side. The backers aren't walked up now. But this is where playing cover 2 is a problem against 13 personnel. But you live with it, right? Because 12-yard gain, he cuts it out. Now Pitts turns him out. So they're so worried about playing him over the top.
Right. Yeah.
He actually does more by not blocking, if that makes sense. Clears it out. The safety's got to play the half 12-yard gain. Let's watch it from the end zone. I think they had an adjustment. So from what I've seen so far, this is an adjustment in their package. So they've been in 5-0-5 all game long. I think if they got this surface over here, they loosened him up almost to a 7. They put him in a shade, and they put him in a 3. Yeah. Sometimes they'll go like over, so they'll slide their weak side end into a shade, their nose into a 3, their tackle into a 6. They call that a plus front. You'll see that sometimes. That's more of a piece thing. Yeah. But they're a gap short.
Yeah.
And you got a half safety. I mean, but again, it's the NFL, man. So now they come back the next play, and Belichick says, no, we're not doing that shit again. Nope. We're running base 3 sky. So now what's going to happen is they're actually bringing the weak side. Sometimes you can't tell in these run plays. Because technically with the safety down, by just numbers, the logic that this guy should be going. That's why, I give PFF a hard time with tagging sometimes, but sometimes, like, how do you tell what this is? Unless you really know football, you would know this guy's going to drop. But I mean, because you can't tell because it's a run, right?
Right.
So now Belichick ain't going to play. He gets in his 505 look again. He's like, don't move the front. Because that's what they want. They want to, in duo, they want to get those double teams. Now it's harder to double this look, especially the open side, because these guys are better than these guys.
Yep.
And now you don't have angles for double teams, which if you're better up front, this is a good defensive plan.
And then you get your one Bentley just exploded downhill.
Yeah, Bentley ain't playing.
No.
I mean, they try to combo up. He says, F you, goes in. Brings his lunch pail, coach.
He does.
All right, 22 personnel, 2nd and 8. 7-yard gain here on this pass.
And this is, again, they go 3-3-5. They treat Pitts as...
I think that's what they did.
Yeah.
Or maybe they still call it 22. They just said, hey, we're going to play. They're playing base 3 sky again tonight at the same call. They're going to blitz from the tight end side. I can't see who's out here. Oh, they brought the safety down already.
Yep.
So now they've protected themselves. Let's go to the Y copy. So now they have somebody outside the tight end, somebody outside of Pitts, and then somebody outside of all that to help in the run game. So now what do the Falcons do? They pass.
Yep.
Nice move. They do like a fake boot here. Not boot, but like fake play action. He starts the over out, then goes back outside.
That's a good route.
I think that's what that is. They're trying to make it look like boot. And then he busts back outside. Completion. 3rd and 1. This is a 13-yard loss.
Yep.
I don't know what happens here. Base strong 3 auto. So now we're bringing the Sam from the strength. We're dropping the end. We're dropping a safety down. Well, they just lined him up there because it's bunch. Playing cover 3. Oh, shit.
Yep.
Never leave your feet. What a good job. Is that Van Noy?
Yeah, that's Van Noy.
Don't leave your feet. I don't. Oh, it's okay. It's 3rd and 1. My bad. I'm like, why are they? It's spacing, so you're just getting guys stretched underneath. They fit it up. It doesn't matter because they get the pressure out the edge.
Yeah.
They have to go for a field goal. And they miss. It's 10-0 still. All right, we got Bear cover 1 again. 21 personnel. I'm sorry. They're going to run some outside zone. They're going to toss it. Sorry. Matty Ice is probably can't. So this is some sort of check. So maybe they had zone or duo or stretch called. And they said, all right, if it's Bear, he's or it's a fake. I don't know. At this point, I'm just guessing.
Yep.
Old school Fox 3 protection. That's right, my man. They run truck toss. They get a grand old total of 1 yards.
Yeah.
Not a great winning business model. Let's see what number 40 does. We're on number 40 watch.
We are number 40 watching.
Van Noy's like, this guy sucks. Look, he's over here. This is actually a pretty good adjustment here. But they're going to play it from off. So now you'll see the backer goes from a 40 to a 0 because they're in 1 back. He is now the 1 back adjuster. So in the Bear, that's the whole story behind it. Be called 46. Doug Plank, they actually did it. They brought the strong safety down, I think. I don't know. It doesn't matter. He was the 1 back adjuster. We did it with the weak safety. So if there's any 11, if they flex him out or whatever, he's going to be the adjust guy.
Right.
8 never leaves the box, even versus empty. So when we play Bear cover 1 and they got an empty as our base, is we would actually have the safety come off and we play cover 0 with a rat in the middle. 8 never left the box.
He never left. Okay.
Never. Now that's high school Harry shit now.
Right.
Van Noy actually gets blocked here. 40 get well. 40 doesn't get him.
No. Van Noy cheats inside. I mean.
Olay.
Yep. But I mean, Bentley, Duggar, I mean, they play this so well. Bentley is just so explosive downhill.
Who is this? Who is this? This is why I need Charles McDonald. Who? Maybe you know. You probably know. Who is this?
McGarry?
476.
McGarry.
Holy shit. What is that? He thinks it's fucking freeze tag out here. He's like, well, if I tag him, he can't run anymore. I mean, what is that?
I mean, that's your dream. You're flowing uphill against a safety down in the box, man.
I hate this. All right, we got some more split front, mug front, making it look like cover 0. This is some good shit here.
Yeah, this is nice.
This is mint, as the Brits would say.
Yep.
15-yard. Actually, I think this is incomplete. Okay. So now they read it. They bring it hot. You're forced to throw the ball out fast because it's the only way you can block this shit. They're in 3D. Safety comes out, tackles him for a no gain play. Let's watch the end zone of this. They're reading this again. I mean, high school guys can do this. I think so.
Yeah.
Because here's why. Usually guys that bail, and again, unless they're just amazing fakers, usually guys will take a step and they'll drop because they're always paranoid about getting beat on the over routes.
Yeah.
Because they'll never get cussed out they'll get cussed out less if they take too few steps than if they take too many steps.
Yeah,
they're
that makes
really
sense.
going. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Ball has to come out fast. Got the old truck stick, and she is winding the arm.
Yeah.
3rd and 9. Load cover 1. So I haven't really seen this a lot from the Patriots, although I'm not admittedly a Patriots expert. That's my man Mark. Something I haven't really seen a lot from them is they load their front, meaning they're putting more guys to one side than the other. Well, I don't know.
They do it on 3rd and long situations. They've been doing that on 3rd and long.
sometimes.
Yeah, they try to get either early in the season it was Josh Uche, but now it's Judon. They're trying to get him that one-on-one.
Is Uche hurt? I haven't seen him yet.
Yeah.
Okay. I see Chase Winovich at the end. How's he doing this year?
He's been hurt, but he's been back now. I mean, he's been okay.
All right, I'm expecting some sort of 3-man game where they're going to bounce the rush out. All right, so the Pats do. There's two. I've talked about this before. There's two schools of thought to this, which is, would you say Judon's their best edge rusher?
Right now, yeah.
Okay, so there's two schools of thought to this. You put your best edge rusher away from the slide, or if you want to run games or there's some certain person that's not very good, you put him to the strength, and then you run some twists or some things, or you want to get something one-on-one.
I think here they like the opportunity to get him because that's 76 who just was afraid to take on a safety.
The misery.
This
is Misery Incorporated. I wonder how much this guy gets paid.
We can look that up.
I could do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can barely walk and I can do that. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be doing that. Somebody says something about a defensive play. I'm like, what the fuck did you just say? And then now I'm like, this guy's trash.
This guy's garbage. This guy's garbage.
Is that 91? That's not Collins, is it?
No, that's Dietrich Wise.
Yeah, Jamie, what's his name's back? He left and he
Collins
came back.
is back, but he's hurt. He's on IR. But yeah, that's Dietrich Wise, who's kind of like an unsung guy for them.
Yeah, he was. I remember him in that playoff run. All right, here's a snap of over cover 3 at a dime. So they got 2 outside backers, 2 inside or 2 defensive tackles. Actually, this is mistagged. This is 2-4-5 personnel.
Yeah, it's 2-4-5.
Thanks. Never mind. All right. There's cover 3. They're running spacing. I mean, this is.
There's not much here. I mean, this is what Ryan, because I think it was the Van Noy sack, the one where he left his feet. Ryan kind of hurt his foot. You see, he changed to the sneakers. He's not comfortable in the pocket right now.
Yeah, Hippo fan. I know I'm being a hypocrite. I'm trying to be nice. I like to be positive. I like to be positive versus defense. Like, people are always like, why don't you break down the worst defenses? And that's just not my procedure penalty. But when I start seeing that, I can't help myself. I'll try to be more positive. All right, we got a little more Bear cover 3 action. They're actually, it's 3 buzz, 6 buzz, 9 buzz, whatever you want to call it. It's weak side rotation buzz. This is actually a really good. I like this a lot. That's a great coverage. Great job, great coverage. There's nowhere to go with the ball.
Mills gets there a step early, so he gets flagged for it, but I like the coverage. I like the rotation. This actually came up. Let me ask you this. This came up in the Slack channel.
Yeah.
The weak side rotation. Why, as a defensive coordinator, why would you go weak side rotation? Like, why would you
like
do that?
this?
People were, Like
So
when you
this
drop the
guy
safety onto
covers.
the single side.
So that guy's the bender of 3 instead of a linebacker.
Okay.
Because in cover 3, the weak hook player has to take 3 up, right?
Right. 3 up is 3. Right. The
So
Devonta Smith.
the reason that you wouldn't normally do this, well, it's actually easier in this look because you're dropping him out. It's more natural.
Okay, that makes sense.
But if you're in a 4 down, it looks less natural because you have a backer, and he would have to. So like if this was 4-1, right?
Yep.
So let's say end, tackle, end, Mike, Will or Money, whatever, nickel, corner, strong safety, free safety, weak safety. If you wanted to play Buzz, this guy would have to go like out there, and then you'd have to be like crossing streams or whatever. This fits more naturally because you're doing that. And what happens then is when they run this, you have your best athlete out of all your options on it.
Yeah, so he can poach that as opposed to yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I had somebody ask me about it because we were talking about another play about weak side rotation, so I thought I'd bring it up.
Now, weak side rotation in general, are you talking about weak side rotation or weak buzz rotation?
Weak buzz rotation.
Okay, yeah, that's why. If it was weak side rotation, you want to do that. The reason that people rotate weak instead of strong is because at a 4 down, again, if you're a 2 high team that's rotating down, if you want a weak side rotate, let's say this is your normal alignment. I'm just putting little marks for where you normally line up, right? If you want to play 3 buzz strong or 3 strong, whatever, you have to shove this guy weak because he's got to be your force player in the run, and he's got to take anything out. And then this guy who's an overhang, who's splitting the difference between 3 and the end man has to get in the box. Yeah. So now that's why Saban doesn't like it, because you're giving away what you're doing. Now, if you're Ron Roberts and you base out of 3 buzz, you do it the other way around. You drop this guy down, you bring him back, and then you do some crazy shit where like he goes to the half, he buzzes out, he plays the field side. It's what you do. It's because you're trying to base all these disguises off of what you do, right?
Right.
This just happens to be a perfect complement. Perfect.
Yeah.
And one that I necessarily wouldn't think the problem solved that way, because it's what they're doing is not what we did. It's not how I think, but when I watch it, I'm like, that's fantastic. But that wouldn't be like how I would solve a problem, because the structure that I'm basing out of is completely different.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, so they're playing the Aranda. So you see this a lot with Dave. I mean, you can call. They'll shade the nose. They'll move their 3 to a 4-eye, and then they'll pull their 3. They'll pull their 4-eye into a 3. Sorry, let me restart that. So you'll see this a lot, my college and high school friends. You're tight. This is your tight front, right? This is your tight front. This is your tight front on drugs. Okay, you get the jack, whatever. But what Dave will do versus certain formations is they call it eagle adjustment, which means the nose will go to a shade, the 4-eye will stay a 4-eye, and then you pull the 3 back inside. But, I mean, these guys are pretty much the same alignment. But they're shading the nose. And why I think they're shading the nose is because I think it's a pass.
Yep.
And he's trying to get a better pass rush. Or if you're playing true bear, you want your nose. Now, the Patriots are one of the only people in the world that actually 2-gap.
Yep.
But they're going to lag, meaning they're going to play to the A-gap to the back. And you could see because of the coverage. Another thing is the coverage. You need Bentley on this side, right? So you want to get him to play this gap. You don't want him having to play this A-gap because that's problematic. So maybe it's a coverage deal. But it just so happens that it works out both ways, because now you have your nose lag to the gap, which to say they run zone. I mean, they have to push this all the way out to where he's standing, and it puts him in a better position to play the run.
Yep.
Or the pass, I'm sorry.
To get out there, yeah.
Yeah. That's why they might be doing it. Or, hey, we think it's a pass, because the worst place you can be as a pass rusher is a 0, right?
Right.
So get him on the center's edge. Let him rush. Not a horrible ball, but all right. Here's the Falcons' most productive play of the game.
There it is.
It's their best offensive snap all game long.
Yep.
Oh shit! I had that wrong. I'm sorry. I thought it was +5. I was trying to make a joke. And I'm an
No, it's
idiot.
-5. Either way.
All right, so this is what happens when you run pin and pull at Hightower.
Yeah. Unbelievable, man. He's so good. And I contend he should have won at least one Super Bowl MVP.
Okay, so again, I'm no. I was about to say Rand McNally instead of Tim McNally. I think I'm losing my. Well, I'm not Rand McNally either, but
No.
I would say a winning business model would be to block their best player.
Yeah.
I wouldn't design it to be like, okay, I have a shade here. I'm gonna cut this off
You're gonna come, yeah, and make
and
the
then
center
climb
go
here. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
See you, Christian.
No.
Thanks for stopping by. I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Now, so the Patriots here. This is what's. Oh no, I'm sorry. Never mind. I was gonna say something else, but that's perfect. All right. I think we're starting to get into the land of plays I haven't watched yet. Okay, so we're in discovery mode. All right, we got 2nd and 15, 22 personnel. 2nd and 15 from the 26. Defense is in nickel 3-3-5. The Patriots are playing allegedly cover 2.
Yep.
We got play action. We got the old modified dagger concept. You got a dig on the outside, a post on the inside. They are trying to run. It's a screen to the back. Again, I've said this now like 4th week in a row. I don't understand throwing screens to players you're faking the pass to. It's not what I'm loving. But I understand why they're trying throwing screens. The Patriots are usually a really heavy man team, man match team. They're playing a lot of zone. They're dropping guys out. But you're gonna throw a screen at Matthew Judon. I mean, right into, like, they're in a 3-4, so I don't know. There's really nowhere good to go with this.
No, nowhere. And this is another situation where they got the 3-3-5 with how they're treating Pitts as a receiver.
Yeah. Yeah, this is 22 personnel. It's just hilarious to me. Like, you know, I'm doing a lot of game planning for high school. I've helped out some colleges this year. And if you're like, all right, this team's in 22 personnel, and they're in I flank, to me, it's I flank or double tight. We have a 40 siding trying to chip the D. I feel really awful, man. I hate doing this, but I also love it. Let's watch him. Oh, no. Oh, he got him.
Oh,
he got him.
You got something on him.
Don't hurt yourself, 40. Is 40 on a contract here? Is he trying to keep himself clean?
Making some business decisions?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, like how to get your ass fired. All right, here's a good one. So they're going to show one high. They're actually going to rotate like this. This is some good shit now.
Yeah.
They're going to drop out the backers. This is wild. And bring the nickel. Here you go. One of my favorites.
Yep.
Oh, my God. They threw an angle route. Again, and people are saying, oh, the Patriots are playing zone coverage. 3rd and 15. Let them throw it underneath. Yeah. Tackle it. 10-yard gain. 4th down. Live to fight another day.
Yep. I mean, as Steve Belichick, he'll take that on 3rd and 15. You want to throw that? Okay. Fine.
Okay, this is what I would have. Yeah, exactly. This is what I would have loved to see more out of this. Is do it out of this front. Okay, and then read pop this. So coaches. Okay, we put this in 2019 in Clovis. Okay, we would bring the nickel, and we could drop the end or keep the end in the right. Doesn't matter. This side doesn't matter. What we would do is we would drop these guys out, right? And then the tackle's going to get up here. And then we're going to run a read pop here, a read text. Okay? So let's just focus on the right side. So let's go back and do this. This is an easy thing if you are already running this twist. So the 3 is going to penetrate. The nickel's coming off the edge. The end is going to jab step. He's going to put his inside foot up. And if you're in a stance and you got your outside foot up, it's 2 steps. If you have your inside foot up, it's 1 step. Or you could take quick 3 or quick 4, where it's like 1, 2, 3 plant, or 1, 2, 3 plant, or 1, 2, 3, 4 plant. Okay, we're gonna read this cat. If he fans with this backer here, you want to hold this. I am now gonna loop inside. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
If they slide this, and they're like, all right, we're gonna full slide this, and he is down. Now I'm just going to come off his ass, and now we got 2 off the edge.
Yeah.
So it's a little read
That's
game right
nasty.
there. Really like that a lot.
Yeah.
But with the G there, the guard is actually able to chip on the, Judon is, don't get me wrong, Judon is fantastic off the edge. I mean, you saw the one play where he just ran around it. But I've seen a lot of this from him where he's, I was about to say something really problematic, bumping into the next guy.
Yeah.
And they just like are in no man's land where he's like, I'm kind of stunning. Oh my God, now I'm not going to stun. It's just weird. First and 10, 13 personnel. We have a Kyle Pitts in motion sighting. And there's just, here's the thing. If you're just getting in the game, because I get guys from all, like, I've had D1 coaches tune in. I've had guys that are just learning football. Okay, so this is kind of a wide array of people. If you want to learn football and you're like, all right, how do I know if a team is good or not? Just watch the movement. Who's moving? This is one of the first lessons I learned when studying a game. When somebody's like, just watch which side is moving where. Yep. Watch when the white team strikes the black team, where the line gets moved. It's all just stalemates.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be very good if you can't get horizontal movement. So now the Patriots are back in the Bear. What's interesting is how they're adjusting to this. And this is where 13 personnel can present problems. If you play the Bear, if I'm playing like the old Bear rules, like day 1 rules, would be you would need Judon in here and you would need somebody else in here. But the Patriots are like, all right, we can't do that because then they'll just down block everybody and run outside. So, okay, so here's the one back adjuster. So it's 13 personnel. They're going out. Now it's a one back formation. It was before, but they were treating it like 2 backs because there were so many people over here. Because watch, they're in 40, and he's in like a 50, whatever. But he's 50, over on the weak side. You get the motion across. He's going to adjust. Now you're in a one-backer defense. They're running what looks to be, to me, duo.
Yeah.
The only reason
it's kind of like the same design we saw earlier.
He's trying to cut him out, and you see the double team.
Yeah.
Now, there might be some O-line guru, and he'd be like, ha, 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 Vassar doesn't know what he's talking about. Well, guess what? I don't give a shit. Showed you. All right, we got 3 deep coverage here. 21 personnel, 2nd and 8. What's the score and the time of the game? So we're now, it's beginning of the 3rd quarter. The Falcons are still within striking distance. They are so close, yet so far away. We get odd fronts from dropping out. I'm sorry, what was that?
Little Hall and Oates?
Yeah. We got 6 buzz again.
Yep.
Watch alert 40 on the over route. It might take him 3 weeks to get there. So sorry. I that's not nice. So what they're trying to do is they're like, all right, they figured out our bullshit if we line him up here. So why don't we just try to exchange this?
Yeah.
Doesn't work. Arthur. Make him throw the ball.
And that's kind of what we were talking about like 5 minutes ago, right? Because now you've got Phillips is the guy taking that away. He's in position to take it away.
Hightower, man. I know he misses, but just the violence. Okay, here's something for you. If you see this, if you don't know what this means, he is not, in fact, giving the crowd the finger. You'll see Georgia does this a lot. They'll line up. He is pointing to the sky. Do you know why they're doing that, Mark?
I don't.
They are doing it to alert that there is a pass stance. They're pointing up to let the DBs know, pass, alert pass, alert pass. You'll see Georgia, they emphasize the shit out of this. Their front line is always doing that. They're just saying, hey, got a light stance. Okay, for back in the day, when your father, Mark, played football, they probably said, hey, your dad play football?
Yep.
Okay, what position did he play? Was he a quarterback like you? Is that what
No,
you
he was a receiver.
He was a receiver. Did he ever play on the line?
No.
Okay, well then shit. This ruins the whole thing.
You can't tell the story now.
Damn it. All right. So the old thing was.
Well, look, I played receiver for a year, so we could use me.
Mark, what position did you ever play line, Mark?
Yes.
Perfect. There you go. So, Mark, when you were playing football, you might have said, hey, look at the knuckles of the linemen.
Read the knuckles, right?
The knuckles, right?
Yeah.
Now what you do, well, you can't really see it. That's the one bad thing about pro football. And they're in 2-point anyway. Yeah. If you're studying a team that's in a 3-point stance, you can't look at knuckles anymore because everybody thinks they're a goddamn wide receiver and they have gloves on. Look at the distance between the elbow and the knee. That will give you the pass set tendency. If it's far apart, they're going to fire off. If it's close, they're in a light set. All right, next play. 3rd and 8. We are completely uncharted territory. I have not seen this shit at all. Here we go. I think we're going to get cover 1. We get 1 rat with a 4-man rush. I don't understand if this is coffee house or he's spying because we all know that Matty Ice needs a spy.
Right.
We have cover 1. We have our favorite route, where we have the 2 receivers run into each other.
Yep.
It's one of my favorites in the playbook.
How you draw it up.
That looks like fucking a pop-up fly to left field. Guys running into each other, not a winning business model.
No.
That's how you get hurt. Not a great vibe. 4th down. I don't know what Hightower's doing. Is he signaling something or something getting his face mask? He's signaling something.
No, he's signaling something.
He's saying, I'm going to fuck this guy up. Oh, yep. So he coffee houses.
Yeah.
He makes it look like he's covering the back. Oh, hold on one sec. Let's see. Who's got the back then? All right, so the safety's down. He has the back. Yeah. This is beautiful. So Hightower's the 4th rusher. Van Noy's the rat. We got 1. I'm guessing he's going to rush this way because he's going to balance out the rush. Okay. The safety has the... no, I'm sorry. That's the wrong guy. So one of these guys down here has the running back. So Van Noy makes it look like because the back is staying in protection. Okay, so it's the other guy that's out of the frame now. My bad.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, I'm scanning. This... Now, see... Whatever. I'm not going to get on a rant.
Go for it. No, do it.
No, it's just because I don't know what they're being taught. Okay,
right.
You can obviously tell they're sliding to Hightower. That's like their whole plan, right?
Yeah.
So I'm no football genius, okay, but if you're gonna slide to a guy, a specific person, because he is good, stay on him no matter what.
Right.
This is when helping. We had this problem when I was at Sarah. Because they preach like brotherhood and all that stuff. And sometimes it would hurt you because guys would be like, oh, I want to help my brother out. And then they would like not do their job.
Yeah.
Like I used to teach when we played quarters, like quarters is a selfish coverage. Yeah. I have that guy unless he turns and runs and gets Gatorade in the middle of the play. If he does not do that, that is your guy. Because they'd be like, oh, he's out. I got to go help my friend. And then the guy would run right down the middle of the field.
Right.
Watch 63 here. This shit drives me insane. All week, we got to slide to 54. He's their guy.
So go get him.
Stay on him. Don't turn.
Right.
I mean, cool route, bro. All right, 1st down. Is this still 13-0?
Yep.
We got dime personnel, allegedly. I don't think that's right, but whatever. We got the Patriots call it Charger. The Vikings call it Split. I call it Hawk, Double Mug. There's a million names for it. They're making it look like 0 again. Again, this guy right here, they haven't used him yet, but this is what really screws up the protection, is by lining him up down here. Is that Ben Robertson, QC at Colorado State, joining us? Wow.
Oh, wow.
I am starstruck. What's up, Ben? Ben is a great human. All right, we got 3 week. A lot of this where they're buzzing out. Yeah. It looks like 0. It smells like 0. So to combat that, the Falcons are going to run all hitches. Yeah. They call the bluff, and they get 6-yard completion. I was about to say move the chains, but why does Kyle Pitts look like an old man right now? What's happening?
Getting roughed up.
He's getting the old Belichick treatment.
Yeah.
Let's see the protection. This is suicide, man. They're half sliding to the back.
Yeah.
And literally they don't even need to read it.
We saw this earlier though, where they must have.
They must know. They got it. Something's got to be up. They must have a tell or something. Maybe they're I don't know. But if they just brought both these guys, Matty Ice would be on ice. I mean, I guess the back steps up real quick to see. Oh, okay, so I see what they're trying to do. So he's taking a step to make sure that he bails, so he bails. Right there. You can see him. He's going to step inside.
Oh, yeah.
And this
so
is
once
actually...
he sees them bail, he's okay. He's free because then the center can take Bentley if he comes, so he's free to go. Okay.
So sometimes what guys will do, the obvious one like McVay would do is he'd walk the dude up. And then
you're seeing a lot more of that. The sniffer,
which I think is terrible because you're giving away, unless it's third down, you're giving away its pass.
Yeah.
A team did that to us, so we just walked up like this every play. And then this guy would move up, and we knew it was a pass. And then when he stayed back, we knew it was a run. Smart. But it's actually sometimes easier, instead of coming here to get in front of a guy, it's actually easier to come across and wipe him out. And then Matt knows he can step this way in the pocket. He bails, hitch, 6-yard completion. We got empty siding. They walked up again, making it look like 0. No, I think this guy moved the B gap so he could drop out quicker to the third receiver. Rush 4, play 3 deep. Ooh, it's getting dangerous.
Oh.
It's getting dangerous. Don't run a fin or a 5-yard in. Just sit that bitch down. Don't start working your way in there, my man, or something bad's going to happen.
Yeah.
All right, same play, twice in a row, all hitch. Patriots bail, play 3 deep, first down, Falcons, good stuff. Oh, shit, we have a fullback run sighting. All right, should have never given me a soundboard. We have number 40 getting the ball. I want to know, I have a question. Which assistant coach's wife is this guy cucking for? Because giving him runs, I mean, he gets 5 yards here, but Jesus, my God.
Look at that jump cut.
Championship cut, brother. Have we confirmed that a certain former offensive coordinator / head coach / receivers coach is not at the Falcons? Have we confirmed that? No, he's not doing multiple jobs?
No, he just has the one.
Oh no! They run wedge. That's the saddest wedge I've ever seen. Look at 77 climbing.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh
man!
It's starting to degenerate. All right, so we've got 2nd and 5. We have 21 personnel.
Look who gets the ball, baby.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Do they? I know Ridley's on leave. And Cordell's hurt. Yep. But what? I'm trying not to snap. Why is this guy in the game?
I don't know, man. But this is an 11-yard game. 9 yards of yak.
I got a yak on my chest. So we've already Belichick ain't. You're not fooling him by putting in 21 personnel. He's gonna rip your ass either way. So get your best guy. I mean, they really not have any receivers. He's getting paid $2 million. No, he's salary job. He got paid $2.2 million last year. Yeah, definitely Haley is on that staff, and he's definitely taking care of business. We get a little drop 8 action here. I think Judon might have just done this by himself. I think this is the Judon special. I don't think this is supposed to be a drop 8. I think this is I'm going to take this guy. I mean, because elite pass catching threat number 30. I don't even know who that is, nor do I really want to know. It's more fun not to know their name. All right, they're going to run outside zone. Let's watch the end zone.
Judon does a good job.
They don't have any receivers. Okay, well, that makes sense then. But, like, there's got to be a guy on the practice squad that's better than 40 at playing receiver. Oh, this is my favorite. Okay, this is a new kind of combination I've never seen before. So you have, I've seen the bump combo, but I've never seen the I'm going to combo and bump my guy off the defender. This is a new level. This is like
This is next
Galaxy
level
Brain
Galaxy Brain
O-line
stuff.
play.
Yeah.
This is fantastic. Oh, I'm sorry. It's the center and the guard. My bad.
It's a center guard, yeah.
Okay, watch this. Put this on the highlight reel. You know this guy got roasted in the film on Monday or Tuesday, whatever. Dink. I guess that's one way to allow the cutback. Get the ball to cut back. Just take out. Hey, if whatever's in your way, just shove it out.
Just obliterate whatever's in your way.
Oh,
maybe
my
it's your
God.
guy.
The misery.
The misery.
All right, the Falcons are still in the game. It's oh, we got 40 going out to number one receiver. Wow. I'm speechless. We got quarter, half going. We got halves of the field. To the trip side, we got quarters to the boundary. So what I call cover 8. He gives him the old West Virginia bucket lily spin route.
Yep.
One double 40 time, am I right?
One double 40.
Yeah. If you want to get fired, if you're trying to get fired from your job, that's an excellent call.
Steve Belichick did not have that on the call sheet going into Thursday night. One double 40.
Okay. Have you followed Steve Belichick's wife on Instagram?
I do.
Her friends are like everything you would expect from Martha's Vineyard on every post she makes. It's fantastic. I've never been to Martha's Vineyard, but I'm pretty sure that's it. Coach, we have another fullback run.
We do.
3rd and 1. All right, guys. This is how we're going to get them. This is abuse. If these were kids, somebody would call CPS on their ass for doing this.
Yeah. I mean, when your fullback's having to make cuts behind,
I got to watch this play a couple times. I got to think about. You think they're in the meeting room like they'll never expect it?
They'll never expect it. Fullback dive. And I don't know what he's thinking.
Does Hightower just take his soul? Watch his body when he hits him. First of all, Dante, put your mouthpiece in.
Yeah.
I love the fake toss action. He
You're not fooling anybody on that. That was a.
Okay, hey, coach, hold on. Shit. I guess we have to watch it again. Watch high and tight though. Even though he gets a soul snatcher, he still got it high and tight. Jesus.
Box security.
4th and 1. So they took. Now they got 40 over here. Please tell me they run to his side. We got Bear cover 1. I'm not even talking about the defense anymore. We got Bear cover 1. Watch the center just get dog walked back. I tell you what, though, I know the Falcons aren't great, but they're a lot better than they were last year, man.
Yep. But that's Davis.
Oh, 46 is 40's out. He's hurt.
Yeah, he just lost his soul, man.
Hippo fan. We need to get him on the stream. He knows. I think he's a Falcons fan. All right, we got some empty action out of 21 personnel. And the Patriots are in dime. Sweet Jesus. Or nickel. I can't tell what they call some of these guys. Yeah, 3D coverage again. I mean, decent routes. They can't. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, there's
I don't understand what's going on here. They're having 40 so bad. He defends Pitts. He plays defense. Matt can't get rid of the ball. He's got to pull it down. He's like, oh shit. This is getting bad.
Yep. I mean, that's what you draw up. Follow concept. Kyle Pitts with Caden Smith.
We're gonna fake their ass out with this.
Yeah. They won't expect this one.
All right, we got some cover 1. Oh boy. Wait a minute. the hell's going on up top? They're just rushing 3 people? Wait, am I missing something? No, they're just rushing 3.
Yeah, they're just rushing 3.
I don't know what they're trying to
Van
accomplish
Noy's
right
doing.
there, but
I mean, maybe Van Noy was just trying to get under that in case they threw that quick, and then.
oh, they dropped both. Okay, okay, I didn't see that. Okay, so they dropped both. So this is called one mole. They call this one mole. So there's rat and then there's mole, where they have double rats, and they'll do all sorts of different stuff. So now what it does, this is in that 5-0 piece. So what they end up doing is they end up getting, if they do it right, they can double number 2, they can double number 3, they can double number 1 weak if they do it right. So you're basically, if the back is not a receiving threat, which obviously he isn't, you rush 3. Yeah, I talked about this on the 5-0 coverage package, and if I was a Falcons fan, would I still be here? I don't know, man. I've had some guys on stream that they've come on and they're fans of the other team, and I've been waiting for somebody to like troll me, and they're always like, "This hurts so bad, man. Like I feel so bad for them."
Yeah.
So they call this one mole. Jesus. Oh, so if you're interested in the coverage part of this, like I said, it's in the 5-0 package. Maybe I'll figure out how to put a super comment or pin a comment or some super comment. I think I just made that up. Geist ball by Matty Ice, 19-yard gain,
nice
move
ball.
the chains. All right, we have a 1-yard loss on a run, cover 3. 40's not in the game. We got Bear
Barmore,
again.
baby.
Oh no. Let's watch the end zone. So actually, we don't have Bear. We're in a 5. This may be a misalignment. I don't know, because they're playing cover 1. Every other snap they've been in Bear. So maybe it's just an adjustment they made. Maybe with this wing look here, they were like play a 5 technique because they may run duo. Those are the interesting things that you don't know. I mean, this is a great play by Barmore, I guess, but he's not blocked.
Yeah, he's not blocked because they walked Bentley down late.
So bad.
Before the snap, yeah.
All right, we got a first down pass here by Matt Ryan. Cover 1. Again, here's Mole again. So what's the score?
I think
it's still 13-0.
Okay. Still 13-0.
So they're dropping 3. They're playing triple rats underneath. Well, one of the rats picks up the bat, so now they have 2 rats underneath.
Yeah.
So they're looking to double route. So just to be clear, the mole concept is rat. Look for an inside breaking route. Look for an inside breaking route versus 2x2. If it's trips, they'll double 1, double 2, double 3. Okay. And then the guy doubling to the side of the back will take him. So he'll kind of play through. They'll take away like a 3D drop. Take away the quick slant, then drive the out. But they're still playing man behind it. Yeah, this is called one mole. Nice ball. I mean, he's got
That's a great ball.
Draped all over him. I mean,
Yep.
I feel bad for the Falcons, man.
Yeah.
Because their staff, they're really good guys. Like, they're good humans, and I always root for good people. There's so many scumbags in this profession that when there's good ones, I'm always rooting for them, and they have a really, really good group of guys, and I hope they do well. As a fellow coach,
right?
I think that's what I finally they do it. They do it. They bring both of them.
Yep.
Are they twisting? And they run a twist off of it. All right. So this is oh no.
Yep.
Was this the pick?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So they're doing this. So what they're doing is, I think I want to watch a snap of it real quick. Okay. So what they've been doing is. Oh, this is brilliant. Okay.
Yeah.
So far they've been I don't know what's going on with my mouse or my trackpad. All right, so they've been doing this. Then this guy bails, so he works back. So what they're doing is as he starts to block, so they're still reading this. So as he starts to block this way, he is going to go.
Yep.
And as he starts to then work back, he is going to take him back here and then Hightower
Yep.
wrap. I've been waiting for this.
Yeah. I mean, Bentley just
But he actually
takes him
stays
out.
on him because Hightower engages and so he steps out and then comes back down because they drop the end. Okay, so then they're able to all work back down inside. Okay, I got you. See, when we used to run this, this is called scat protection.
Yeah.
So they're all 5 down. So they have to throw hot, but they peel. Now, if Judon doesn't peel here, which he has to, and that's what they're accounting for. So exactly, this is exactly right, Hippo. Great observation. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna slide this, and they know. We talked about this last week. Okay, they know that with this back releasing, even you can see 76 is eyeballing him. They know the back is releasing, so he's going to inside step, and then if it's a bailout, he can then recover back outside. He steps straight back and looks out. He sees him drop. Now they can all work back inside. So you see those, you got 4 eyes and 4 hands working together. So they step out. They realize, okay, they're not bailing. Because they've been game planning this all game long.
Right.
Okay. Now they're going to work back in here. But 76 doesn't actually have to work back out because they know if he's going to peel, this guy's going to come to him.
Right.
So now I want to see full Joker mode where they do this.
Yeah. Yeah, you've been asking for
And
that all day.
that's the cat and mouse. I mean, that's the whole cat and mouse game. But that is beautiful. There's a hurry. The throw's affected. Great coverage. Pitts is trying to locate the ball. It looks like a punt.
Yeah.
Interception. That's beautiful right there. All right. Pats get a field goal. Still 2-score game. We got 11 personnel. We got quarter, half. Believe it's cover 8. No, it's halves to both sides. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 2.
Good route. First down.
Patient play by Ryan there. You have to wait for that to come open.
I love how fast this game unravels.
Yeah, it spins pretty much out of
It's
control.
like striking distance, and then, oh, shit.
Oh, boy, it's over.
Good protection. He steps up, gets the ball out. Beautiful. First down. All right. I think this is a bluff.
Yeah. Yeah, they pop out here.
Do they both drop? Oh, because it's not double A gap. So they both drop.
Yeah, it's
Ball comes out.
Riley make the tackle.
4-yard gain. Again, they're up by 16 with 4 or 5 minutes left. Drop
Give
deep,
that
take
up
away the
all the
deep
time.
throws. Nothing deep, nothing. Oh, we got a Winovich sighting. He may have been in
Winovich,
before,
baby.
but it's the first time I've noticed it. Can we just watch Winovich on this? Watch him run.
Yep.
Oh!
I had to slam on the brakes there pretty quickly.
I don't know why that hair makes him look stiff. I know he's not. He's fantastic. He just, I don't know. Now they actually bring one of the guys. But again, you're the Pats. You're winning, even if they complete this ball. I mean, it's a
You let them throw 5 yard out.
It's not college. The clock's not stopping. You keep them in bounds. But wait, what happens here?
It's a pick.
Does he step out? Wait, he
steps out of bounds. It's Jackson. It goes through his hands.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he steps out like right at the 50.
That's right. I thought it was another play. So now they're running the hitches. Is it hitch and go? What's he doing? What's this slack guy doing? Oh, he's just trying to avoid him.
Yeah.
So they've tried to come back to the hitch. Well, I mean, he gets. I got to see it closer. Doesn't it go through? It goes to his hands, right?
It goes to his hands.
So if he snatched, best case scenario, he snatches this ball, it falls down. It's a 6-yard gain, whatever.
Clock's running. Yeah.
Goes through his hands. He picks it, but he steps out of bounds. That's like, it's so rare to get picks, but then to step out of bounds with clear sailing in front of you. Okay, so I don't know this to be true. This is a total guess. But I'm guessing they knew if they had the G here, they were going to slide this way. Well, and the back is over there.
Yeah.
But 53. Actually, let me look at something real quick here on the snap. Never mind. I thought it was cover 1. My bad. No, it's definitely. No, it's fire zone 3. So it plays like man. The overhangs have the seam in the out of 2. If they go inside, it's called match, carry, deliver. They're going to carry it to the next guy. And if something comes back, they'll peel off and take it. If not, stay on it because the dropping backer has to work off the back. So if the dropping back flares this way, he's got to buzz out. So if you were to get this, the backer would take him, then he would work to the next guy. But if this guy ran over, since this backer's having to go this way, he's got no one to pass to. So it plays like man versus spread sets.
Yeah.
It's a great play, but that's J.C. Jackson, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man. He got luckier than a man with 3 dicks right there.
Yep.
He should have been 6 points.
Yeah, that too.
Oh, the misery. All right, we got the stadiums cleared out. We got now, is this the Josh Rosen show?
This is Josh Rosen, baby. Hey, it's a nice ball from Josh Rosen.
There you go. Throwing it to the third tight end. So did they just put the Scribinis in because they can't win? Because why is Pitts not in?
Yeah, they just.
Or is he up top? I can't. That's the one advantage. The great thing about the NFL. So I've been watching a lot of high school and college film lately, and they zoom in more because they can't.
Pitts isn't on the field.
Oh yeah, it's 11 personnel. Okay.
Yeah.
So they throw the out, so you know what's about to happen. Yeah. Let's see the blitz here. They're bringing. No, they don't bring anybody, do they? No, they do. They drop the end. Okay.
They drop.
So now they're just playing game. Now they're just playing games. They know it's 2 minutes. So here's another like game within the game. Normally, you wouldn't want Matt Judon dropping over the middle. He's a good athlete, but it's just not where you want to be. Right. But you're vacating because it's 2 minutes. So you're thinking you're going to get outs, shit like that. Yep. So that's fine. Make him throw in the middle. Good ball. Complete. 5 yards. And then the misery.
Well, I think this one gets thrown away.
This is the one. I was half paying attention to this point when I watched the game. Okay, yeah. So he throws this away. So now, did they do the twist? Did they do a twist again? No.
Yeah, they bring. Who do they bring around?
See, God, the film is so. The film's so wide. I mean, it's great, but like when you're trying to watch one angle.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of twist Van Noy and
we were talking kind of about like bringing the guy around, but they run the nut stunt. So this is obviously called. So you could tell on film. Okay, so remember we were saying earlier about how they knew. You could tell on film earlier they were reading it, and I know it's a different guy, but they were really selling it and dropping out. Watch how fast 21 drops out. This is for sure 100% a call.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing, the secret. A lot of people don't know about this. These guys got calls for everything. That's not the part that people don't know. But a lot of the blitzes, if these guys are pointing, they'll blitz to the point. And I've even told our guys, if I knew for sure, especially in smaller stadiums where you can hear everything, or if you're up here and you can definitely hear because you're standing right on him, if he's yelling anything with an R, Razor, Ricky, Roger, whatever, you can, and that's going to be what I would do, and what I'm going to advise some of my clients to do, is run pressures based off of what they say.
Yeah.
Now, they could do opposite. I mean, you always get into that game, but usually people forget about that shit. You just got to weather the storm. This is actually a great pickup.
Yeah.
You got a back on a 3 technique, no, not the model of business I want, but he stones his ass. I mean, you're not going to knock him out, but he stops him. Oh boy.
Now we get the misery.
I think they bring the funk here. Yeah, so this is palms. Okay. So this is a simulated pressure. Oh, they fuck them here. So it makes it look like 3 deep. They slide out to quarters. This is a great look. This is Mike Zimmer 101.
Yeah.
Okay, so you make it look like 1 high. We've been talking about this guy all game creeping down. He's going to buzz back. He's going to buzz here. One of these guys is going to be the inside piece over here. One of these guys is going to be the inside piece over here to play 2 read. And then somebody's going to be the middle piece. Now the corners are going to trap the flat, I believe. Could be wrong. No, they don't trap. Okay, no, because I'm sorry. There's like a minute left. Oh, This is pretty. Oh, this is Van Noy. Yeah.
Yeah, watch Van Noy reads it so well.
Misery. My man right here.
It's just miserable.
Fuck. To the house. All right, what's the difference between quarters and palms? Great question. The difference between quarters and palms is that in quarters, the safeties are not going to take the out of 2. Okay, so if you're playing quarters, it all starts, well, it doesn't all start. Okay, a lot of people teach this. Okay, they'll teach it by surface. So if there's a tight end and a Z, they'll play quarters, meaning the corner is going to lock up the receiver, anything at or under linebacker depth he's got. Then if he goes like a hitch or whatever, they'll call China or smash and then peel off and play the quarter. Some people like Michigan State will lock on it. You never know depending on the flavor of the opponent. And then they'll play up 2 read coverage or palms or whatever versus 2 stand-ups, because a lot of times like this isn't bad, but in the college game, when you're wider, the hashes are wider, you got to get the safety in here. Well, if you move him in here, he can't take 2 on the out, because if the corner's not jumping the out, then he's got to take the out. Well, if he's in conflict because it's RPO or he's got to get closer to the box and he's out leveraged, then the corner has to take the out. Now, palms, people play to different levels. Like Mike Nolan, if you get arrow or bubble, and I know Mike Nolan now is like a meme, but like he used to be really fucking good. His kids hate him, but that's besides the point. Just a little inside information from your friend Coach Vass. His children hate him. I know this because they went to Valley Christian when he was the Niners. Hate him. So he only had the corners jump the arrow, the bubble. Some people play the 5-yard out. If you're a Gary Patterson, what happens is he says, corner, you have the 5-yard out. And the corner jumps the 5-yard out, and the safety gets beat over the top. And he MFs the safety for getting over the top, not getting over the top, and the corner for jumping the out. And then the next play, they run a 5-yard out. The corner doesn't take it because he's afraid, because he just yelled at him. And then they complete the 5-yard out, and he MFs the corner for not taking the 5-yard out. Yeah, that's the football coach's special. But that is the point. Whether it's you got to get the guy in here for run support or you're out leveraged. So TCU Blue, which kind of TCU is one of the teams that really I wouldn't say put quarters on the map. Jimmy Johnson put quarters on the map, but like define their defense. And I'm a TCU guy. And I've talked about this on other things. There's an argument that say, oh no, TCU's coverage is called blue coverage. That's what they called it. Why, I don't know. But blue coverage. Well, blue is quarters. No, blue is palms or 2 read. No, blue is quarters. It's actually both. To the read side or the strong side, which they call the passing strength, the safety is outside leverage, so he can take 2 on the out. So it's quarters. The corner does not come off. The only time the corner would come off is if you get a wheel, if you get post wheel. And the reason that the corner would come off of that is because you don't want the safety taking a wheel, because if 3 runs out, you're drained out of there and you can't complete a ball. Even people like my friend Kyle Kogan that hate 2 read advise playing 2 read in that situation or building it into your quarters reads, which TCU does. But to the boundary, because the backer's here, he has to play in the box, and the receiver's out here, they will play what they call a wayside blue, which means the corner will jump the arrow or the bubble. But because of the wider hashes, if you get a 5-yard out, they can undercut that and pick it off. So the corner is not going to come off the 5-yard out, only when they play 2 read. I hope that answers your question. Next question is, when it comes up again, which let's talk about it, would you mind explaining quarter, half, how to see it, determine it, and how it's counted? Palms is basically 2 read out of a quarter structure. Well, it depends. Some people don't play quarters. So like Aranda very, very rarely plays quarters to 2 stand-ups. He only plays quarters if there's a tight end attached. TCU does it to both. Saban does it to both. But you cannot play so you can play quarters to whatever, but you can't play palms. If 1 and 2 are far apart, you have to lock it because the safety has to line up inside, because if they go vertical, you got to take them deep, right?
Yeah.
Well, if there's a huge ass gap here, there's no way that safety can get over the top and still maintain initial inside leverage on number 2. So you lock it. So when quarters teams or palms teams will play Baylor and they were lining up like this with the ball here, they would lock this shit because you can't get over the top. So quarter, half is quarters, which I just explained, to one side, and halves to the other. The easiest way to spot it is the footwork of the safeties. So if you see one safety kind of shuffling, everybody's got their own flavor. Some people flat-foot it. You never flat-foot in the NFL because you're not playing it for run purposes. Right. But they'll flat-foot or they'll shuffle. That's quarters, and then you'll see the safety busting his ass out of there. That's halves. Now, how it's counted, I don't know exactly what you mean by that. But when you're installing, if you and I could talk about quarter, half, usually start with the passing strength. So the balls on this hash, I know the NFL hashes don't really matter, but the balls on this hash, so you would say the strength is quarters and then half. So you'd say quarter, half. In the NFL, because the hashes are so narrow, the great Cam Soren here is going to help us out explain this, because I just stepped all over myself there. So you'd say half, quarter if they're playing halves to the strength and quarters to the boundary. That is almost exclusive to the NFL, because in college the hashes are right here-ish. Maybe more like this. So if you play halves and the ball is here, this half safety has a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah.
Okay? And in high school, it's even worse. The hash is basically, it's in thirds, so I'd say it's about right there. I don't have a safety that you can put the ball right here and then get this guy all the way over to the top. Now, I don't know if that's what you mean by how it's counted. But anyway, that's kind of the thought there on how it's counted, how it's determined. And then people always ask, like, well, when do you play which? It depends on the routes. If they're running a lot of, if you need help on the easiest way to describe it, like the most generic way to describe it is, you want to play halves if you need help on the outside, right?
Yeah.
That's what you want to play if you're playing quarter, half, or you have a shorter side of the field. So that's why it's always quarter, half, until recently Fangio has, and he's not the first one to do it, but he's really popularized and played it a lot. And has played cover 2. But, like, if you're playing against trips, the problem is you have to play. You can play the safety over 1 and 2, but you got to poach, meaning you got to take the backside safety. So let's say this guy doesn't exist and this guy's here. You have to have him read this guy, because there's 0% chance that any safety is going to be, I don't give a shit if it's Ed Reed, is going to play over the top of 3 guys horizontally stretching you by running like this. That's not going to happen. So then the knock-on effect is you're playing quarters on the backside. You're poaching number 3, meaning the backside safety is taking 3. Well, now this guy's by himself. So you either have to rush 4 and have Jalen Ramsey, which is why Staley did it so much, or you have to rush 3 and drop him out and play him out over the top. So, all right. Let's watch this one more time, then we get to the last play. Then let's wrap this thing up. Oh,
that's just so good from Van Noy, man.
I'm glad he scores here. Too many guys get tackled like the 2-yard line.
You can't let Rosen tackle you, though.
No.
I mean, you got to finish that play.
He ain't tackling.
I mean,
anybody. The only thing he's gonna do is tackle a woman into a jacuzzi.
I was just gonna say, you're gonna make the hot tub reference now.
Yeah, hot tub time machine. I think that was about his life. Yeah. All right, last play, more misery.
Now you get the third string QB in.
He throws one pass for 1 pick, right?
one pass and it's picked. Just on outs. And this is just basically it's 3.
Oh. Just cover 3 versus the out. They run double outs. One of the worst plays in football.
Yep.
I hate that play. I hate that play so much.
Yep. And I mean, he just stares us
That's
down.
got to be a
Takes his
bust.
time.
That has to be a bust by that outside receiver. You're gonna run an 8-yard out and a 5-yard route with that spacing. Like, if you're gonna do that, what? First of all, that's a terrible play in high school with wide hashes.
Yeah.
It's a bad play. It's a bad play in high school. It's a terrible play in college. It's a horseshit play in the NFL. Into the boundary.
Yep.
I mean, that's got to be a bust, man.
You think so?
I don't know. I mean, if it's not,
you got to pull that out of the playbook, man.
yeah, that one gets 86th.
Yep.
I mean, that's brutal. How about this stance, coach?
That's coach it up like that, baby.
That's the Russell Westbrook fight stance.
Yeah.
That ain't it. I love these quarterbacks. I'm glad you patted the ball, homie.
Yep. Looks good. Looks great, baby. Oh, the misery.
I don't like profiling, especially racially. It never works out for you. But this guy has to be Polynesian, right? With that flow.
Yeah, baby.
Is he?
It's Yanni Tavai, yeah.
All right. I was going to say, I mean, I usually get into some trouble when you do that. But I coached at Sarah. It's the freaking Polynesian capital of the world.
I mean, I'll give you one guess where he played his college ball.
BYU.
Hawaii.
Oh, shit. That's hard. I was going to say it's either got to be BYU, Utah, or Hawaii. But can I get a quarterback guru to explain this stance to me?
I mean, I can't. I'd love. I mean, I'm more worried about that drop, that footwork.
Let's watch it. Let's break it down.
I mean, this is not coaching. This is not teach tape.
Hippo,
Yeah, he's absolutely
brother.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what he's telegraphing. That is the exact stance that Russell Westbrook.
It's time to go home, everybody.
Yeah, that's the. I want to go. I'm the third team quarterback. I'm not supposed to be playing stance.
I wonder if I could pull up some of his other stuff.
Honestly, Hippo, I don't know. Mark's the quarterback guy. Mark. Well, I was going to make a joke about, well, let's watch the rest of his plays and see if he does the same stance. Har.
No, he gets one shot.
He gets one shot. I don't know. I mean, I love that he's got a glove on. Love that. Yeah. That's fantastic. You think how hard did he have to look for that that stance?
I mean, the footwork is just. I mean, I know there was talk about maybe moving him to tight end, so
he could play number 40 spot.
He probably play better than him.
Oh man, that is fucking terrible. I don't know what to say about that.
Vass just obliterated like 3 people. Oh, that was good stuff.
I gotta find the picture of Westbrook's fight stance. Hold on, so we can get a side by side of this. I mean, so what are the Patriots' next few games?
So they've got Tennessee this week, and obviously
I found it. I wasn't laughing. Hold on, real quick. I don't know if it'll let me do it. Hold on. Let's go. Let's get a side by side of this. All right, ready? Oh, boo!
Oh, boy.
Come on, Larry Brown Sports. I'm sorry. Before I so rudely interrupt you, they got the Titans.
Right. They got the Titans this week, obviously without Derrick Henry, and they've had some struggles. Then they get Buffalo the week after that, Monday night at Buffalo, which will obviously be a huge environment. And then they get their bye, and then coming out of the bye, they get the Colts, the Bills, and then the Dolphins to close out the season.
In Miami or in New England?
It's at Miami.
Oh, they let them off the hook this year. You got to play New England in the summer and Miami in the winter. I always liked when it was the opposite, because all the Dolphins fans would be like, "That's right, can't play in the South Florida heat." I'm like, you do realize that we have to go there.
That's where you get Jay Fiedler throwing the pick six to Teddy Bruschi in the snow. And the fans throwing the snowballs in the air. Celebrated our
Is that what the game? Title. Was that the game where the snowball started? Was that the one that started?
I mean, that's the one where the Patriots started it, where they were like throwing them in the air, just throwing snow up in the air at Gillette. But Yeah, I mean, this year it's at Miami to close it out.
So are we
Oh wait,
ready?
no, they get Jacksonville week 17. I forgot they get Jacksonville week 17
I didn't know
at
they had
home, and
two
then
buys this season.
it's because the new 18 week schedule.
Just need to holster them. Um, I don't know what's going on anymore. Well, so are we ready to crown them Super Bowl champions?
No,
I mean,
not yet. I mean,
come
I'd
on,
love
man.
to
Where's
be
your
able to
hot
say
take?
that,
Where's
right?
your byline for the week?
My spicy take that's going to get me the clicks?
Robert
They're
Kraft
Super Bowl
goes and
champions,
sizes
baby.
rings after massage. I mean, it
Yeah,
writes
Mac
itself.
Jones already sized for Super Bowl ring and gold jacket. That's the hot take for the night. No, I mean the AFC's kind of wide open. I mean, talk to me in 2 weeks, right? If they could go to Buffalo and win, I mean Buffalo's got a good defense. They got some stuff they got to figure out on the offensive side of the ball. But if they get through these next 2 weeks and they get to get out of these next 2 weeks with a win and they get to 9-4, yeah, I mean I think you could talk about maybe them in Kansas City in an AFC Championship game again.
Oh, we're back to that.
Yeah, I mean, we could be. I mean, AFC tiers, man. It's tough to know with Tennessee when they'll get Henry back. I mean, because
Are they going to get him back? I mean, is that confirmed?
I mean, there's a thought they'll get him back for the playoffs, for the playoff run. But Solak wrote a great piece about what Henry means to them, sort of conceptually, because they live so much in the crosser, the play action crosser off of run action. You're not worried about that. For like Vass, if you're making a game plan for the Titans right now, are you really worried about them? Are you worried about their run
I don't know.
game?
The nerds told me you don't have to run the ball well to throw play action, so I don't know.
Well, I mean, we've seen over the past couple of weeks.
PFF Moo told me that.
Well, he actually pointed out this week that EPA, since Henry has been down, has been negative on every play.
On every
run,
play or
pass.
the average?
Not on average.
Oh, Jesus. I was like,
No, not every play. It was just the average run and pass. It's been negative since Henry's gone down. So,
wow.
as the replies to that tweet often said, Derrick Henry does matter. I mean, in terms of tiering the AFC teams, I mean, so when Henry comes back, I think the Titans are in the mix. But until he comes back, it's hard to sort of put them in that top tier. I mean, maybe you still by default. I mean, I think Kansas City has kind of figured things out, mostly on the defensive side of the ball, mostly because with Ingram now, they can kick Jones back to the inside. They're like Chris Jones, that defensive end experiment, I think, has ended now, which is a good thing because he just had 4.5 sacks against Dallas. I mean, I think you still look at Baltimore as a team that, with Lamar, they can certainly win some games. Somebody's going to have to win the AFC North. I like the Chargers. Herbert's a stud. They can't stop the run, and I know you talked about that. You've talked about that, but they can't stop the run. And yeah, New England is in the mix. I mean, we can see we just saw what they can do defensively. I mean, the question people will probably have on New England is, can they win a shootout? If they have to put a game in Mac Jones' hands, can he win it? That's a question mark right now.
Can you break down why I look like an extra from the Ozarks with this camo hat on? Could you do analysis of that?
I could. I mean, it's the beard. It's the camo.
I look like
it's
I'm
the
about to
lighting.
go with Marty Bird and go do some hijinks.
I mean, we've done some hijinks tonight. We ended, I think, at least one career. I mean, that's something to be proud of.
Yeah, I am proud of that. To be
Yeah,
frank with
you should be. You put in a solid night's work. Somebody's gonna be calling his agent tomorrow and be like, "Man, I just got destroyed."
Get another angry call from Richmond Flowers.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they look deadly on defense, and they're only going to get better.
Yeah.
And
They're only gonna get, and
who's going to bet against them? I mean, who is really like, hey, let's go. Let's go bet against Bill Belichick.
yeah,
I mean, he's not perfect, but I don't know.
I mean, and look, the thing about this game against Atlanta is it would have been a different story with Patterson on the field, perhaps, or look, if they had Ridley on the field, like it would have been a different story. I mean,
Yeah.
but they have the matchups that they can play with up front. They have. I think the second level of their defense is so essential to what they do, because everything they sort of do builds off of that, and what they can do with Hightower, with Bentley, with Judon, with Van Noy. And yeah, certainly they're getting contributions from guys like Barmore and Guy up front.
Yeah.
Gotcha, even. But it's that second level of their defense. And again, it's 58 and it's 54-8 in my mind. I mean, Hightower is obviously incredible, and Bentley's ability against the run frees up so much of the other stuff that they do. So yeah, you're right. Are you going to really bet against Bill Belichick down the stretch here?
I mean, if you're going against, and we're just talking about coach to coach, like I'm not taking my money and putting it on Sean McVay.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that play out once. We've already seen that one play out.
It was not good. They remind me a lot of the 2018 defense, and what's interesting to me is they lost one of their best players at the beginning. What you drinking there? Diet Coke?
Oh, little LaCroix. There we go. Gotta stay hydrated.
Cool. That's something I should be drinking with my French-ass last name. Everybody's like, why do you go by Vass? I'm like, because I don't want to go by Vassu. I want to be a dirty French man. Maybe that's why I look like I look. I'm overcompensating because I don't want people to have some dirty French guy. Right. Now I'm just some dirty American guy. Yeah. All right. We've said it all. I have to go back to work. I appreciate you. Loved hanging out tonight. The time flew by. I can't believe we've been doing this for 2 hours and 35 minutes.
It felt like 20 minutes, man.
I know. And you start going, you start watching, and especially when you have the clicker in your hand. Now, I don't know what it's like for when you don't have the clicker in your hand, but for me, I'm like,
no, man, I was with the mouse. I'm like, I got to rewind this. Oh, wait, Vass has got the clicker. But you don't want to leave me. You don't want to put the clicker in my hands, man. I'll be talking about Matt Ryan and Felipe Franks' footwork for 3 hours.
Oh, that's who that was.
Yes, Felipe Franks.
Holy shit, that's right. Yeah. Florida's finest, my favorite Florida quarterback.
Yeah.
What a shit show. All right, my man. Thank you so much. It's time to go game plan. Have a good night. Coach, plug your site, plug your work real quick before you go.
Yeah, brother. All love from this side, man. You mean the world to me, buddy. You're one of the best people out there. I absolutely love you, brother. At Mark Schofield on Twitter. USA Today Touchdown Wire. Doug Farrar, Laurie Fitzpatrick, who you had on earlier. She's awesome too. Barry Warner. Like I said, on Twitter at Mark Schofield.
And that's CHOFIELD, correct?
Exactly. SCHOFIELD. Keep it nice.
The Show.
The Sco Show. Got to do my podcast for tomorrow.
Oh shit! You have to do a podcast for tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll do it tomorrow.
Do you have to edit, or do you just hand it in?
I just
give me
I
that
just
face. I have to edit all my own shit. I don't like this. That face of.
I mean, I
honestly, I've considered selling the pod, or not selling the podcast, but being put on a network or something,
right?
Just so I don't have to edit. But I'm also like, that was my background, is audio editing. So if I ever found out that somebody edited like a second of my audio or my content out of there, I would be ripping ass. Plus, I don't think any editor would be like, my last podcast, not the one I released today, but the last one was literally, I talked about TCU's defense by myself for 3 hours and 15 minutes. I felt like such an idiot talking, just me, that I did it live in a Zoom with my patrons. Just so I didn't feel like I was just like I was talking to the wall. Because I've done solo Q&As for like an hour, and that's not too bad. But I talked for 3 hours. I looked at the numbers, and there were like 5,000 or 6,000 listens of just me like talking like for 3 hours to the wall. Just about TCU. I was just like,
but
how?
I mean, it's great content, man. Like I said,
I know, but I appreciate that, but I'm just like, how is this a thing? Like.
Because it's what you talked about, the game within the game, like the people that are going to get that like extra appreciation of the sport, and that's why I love it so much. I mean, beyond what it's done for me, is that game within the game stuff, is that the stunt we were sort of building to all night that you and I both knew was coming, like seeing that stuff play out. That's why we love it. And so, you could talk for 5 hours about Waltham High School in 1995 and their 6-1 defense. I'd be in the entire way. So
maybe that'll be next week.
There we go, man.
I'm excited. I got in the hopper. I was gonna do it tomorrow, but I got hired. I kind of put it up on Patreon and the Discord, and everybody was all geeked up. And then like the next day, I got a call to be hired for the playoffs, so I'm not gonna be able to do it. But I have and I know you're more of a pro guy, but I have the TCU Rose Bowl from 2010 like locked and ready, locked and loaded.
Oh, nice.
For a nice little maybe Thursday afternoon delight, just rip into that shit. But I want to get like Tank Carter and some of those guys on. But
awesome, man.
Anyway, all right, my man. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you again.
Thanksgiving, brother.
And I will talk to you soon. And listen, we need to go fight some evil soon. As I said many times before, the war is not going to win itself.
Yep.
Just remember,
let's do it.
I'm always 2 clicks out.
Always 2 clicks out, brother.
See you, bud.
See you, buddy.
Bye, guys. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. Why did I do a blow kick? What the fuck was that? I'm like,
because you love everybody, man.
I gotta go. I'm leaving.